it's crazy to me that the fucking angry video game nerd is still pretty entertaining.
Right?
How?
Dude,
Like,
he figured it out from the
he
beginning.
really did.
Like,
Because he's got a new one out right now. I'm watching it. Like, man, it's still good.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. I haven't
That
watched...
little Karibo.
I haven't watched him actually, like, a video of his angry video game nerd stuff yet for a while, but...
Yeah.
Like, literally, I've enjoyed, like, everything he's done, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been...
Yeah.
It's not been bad.
Yeah. He has ones that are occasionally just kind of fall flat, but never any that are,
totally.
like, really bad. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Well,
watch together, and then I will need the chat link whenever it's open.
Yes.
User ogre.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my god, his hair. It's glorious.
Yeah, we'll get there. So, hello out there. Welcome back to TableTalk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Grey995.
And I am waiting on Aiden to say his shit before I can say mine.
Okay, well.
Because he's the second one, and I can't...
That's true, you can't go next. That's fair.
Yeah, I can't.
Hey, Draco Kraken, how's it going?
Hello.
So, yeah, we're here. We're here again. We're coming to you live as usual. We might be covering a video that we've already covered. I don't remember. Does anybody remember? I'm gonna put it out there right now because I don't remember, and it's like driving me crazy now. We're gonna be watching a video, unless we haven't, or unless we have already. But it's a video that's on how to fix the Ranger, with D&D 5e, homebrew.
There he is.
There he is.
Welcome. How's it going?
Good.
Welcome to you.
Welcome to you.
Thank you.
Oh man,
I was bidding myself welcome. Excuse.
Hey Alejo.
Hello.
You know how we just spent like a couple hours playing Monster Hunter Rise and it was super fucking fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got really lucky and we got your full armor set?
Yes, I do.
That's good.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Okay.
Because, you know, I didn't want to forget because it was an amazing time.
God damn it. Hey, Aiden, how are you doing?
Hello. Oh, Aiden, I didn't hear you come in. Hello. How long have you been standing there? Oh, man. Did he miss all of that?
I think he literally left because
I heard you gloating when I get my copy of Monster Hunter literally tomorrow. And then decided that I didn't really care.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well,
also, Alejo, you sound different.
I do?
Yeah.
Do I? Uh-oh.
You sound echoey.
Okay. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, actually a tiny bit.
Or like farther away from your mic or something.
Oh, I'm not. Well, that's interesting. I hope I'm...
Is it your Discord again?
It might be my Discord, yeah.
Yeah, your audio quality isn't horrible.
Okay. Well, if it's... let me check the stream then, because that would be very bad. If it's... let me check the stream, because that would be... No, I'm still fine on the stream, I think, so... Huh. Discord. My Discord has been really weird today, to be fair.
Yeah, it's been a little weird.
So, I don't know. Anyway, well, hello out there.
Hello.
So, like I said, we're going to be covering a video that we may have already covered. I don't remember. But I don't think so. I think we talked about another video that might have been about fixing the Ranger in 5e. Though I can't remember.
Alejo.
Yeah. Yes, hello.
I am trying to do oh wait, no, that's your chat pop out from a different day. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, Aiden, do you happen to remember this video? Because I could have sworn that, like, I asked Alejo what we were doing.
When
like,
I get in the watch together, I'll know.
Okay. Because I was asking him, like, I feel like we've talked about how to fix the Ranger before. I don't know if it was this video specifically, but I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. As the party scribe.
But still, even if we have, then I'll find something else. There's a plethora to go through.
Something from Garibay because it's fun.
No, not again. Not so soon.
Dude.
Not so soon.
Dude, okay,
Hey, Indigo.
okay. I actually, right?
Yeah.
Because I had to go like halfway through the last Caribay video,
Yeah.
I saved the link. And I like
Okay.
just had it in general
Okay.
to just play.
Yeah.
And I was like a couple days later, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go through his video.
Yeah.
And I made it like a couple seconds in before I just closed it.
Yeah.
That's the appropriate response.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
So let's go through some comments. Before we completely begin. By the way, for those of you who are watching the stream, we have a new animatic background. Yo, oh god, the stream is animated. But yeah, we have a new animatic background. It's
Do we?
Yeah, we do. I paid some money. This isn't the more expensive one, but it is very good still. I like it a lot. It's very simple in just what it is. But so that's a thing. When the next one comes in, we'll see how it is. And because it was supposed to come in today, and I'm waiting until the end of the day to really ask the person if they're still working on it, because I paid a bit of money for that. But this is the one so far. So hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, where is it? Where can I see it?
It's just on the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not watching the stream. Oops.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Here, I'll post in the Discord.
Yeah. So before we get too far,
it is in our chat.
Yeah. It is animated. I just thought my brain was having an aneurysm. Oh no. Well, nope. Don't worry. You're not having an aneurysm.
Oh my god, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Thanks. So hopefully the other one is kind of similar. We might go between the two.
The real irony there is you misspelled aneurysm.
So Lux commented on episode 16 when we were talking about warlocks and a few combat reworkings for 5e. Says, okay, the biggest stumble first on the warlock video. Darth Vader is always turning to Palpatine for advice? What? I don't remember this video, so Vader has an actual conversation with Palpatine like 2 times I can think of in the entire trilogy, not even once in the original movie, and he's not exactly asking for advice either time. Vader has his own mind pretty well made up about how he's going to deal with the situation they're discussing in both cases. I recall the 2 conversations being somewhat argumentative, but that doesn't count as Vader seeking advice.
Yeah,
sure.
I actually saw the other day someone talking about like it was like some remix of like Anakin's music. And on piano, and someone was like, it's so sad, all Anakin's life he was a slave. He was a slave to the Jedi, and then he was a slave to the Sith. And I'm like, I don't really think he was a slave to the Sith.
Yeah, no, that's why he's a Sith Lord.
Yeah. He kind of really excelled at being in the Sith.
He just kind of did his own thing, and then everyone went, all right.
And then the Emperor was like, join me.
All right.
So it really annoys me when someone tries to use a movie reference as an example of something and their example is completely wrong. That's fair.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was talking about
movies exist to push agendas, dude.
Or maybe he was talking about the prequel trilogy. If that's the case, it's really weird that he used the name Vader instead of Anakin for his example. That's just confusing, and you need to be more clear about what he meant. If that's the case, sure. Either way, this example damages his own argument. The relationship Vader and Palpatine have in the original trilogy is an example of one where the apprentice barely interacts with the master at all. Vader receives his orders, and he's left to his own devices in carrying them out. That's true. You could even use the first movie as on its own as an example to justify an entire campaign where the Warlock's patron doesn't even appear. Excuse me. The patron exists and is part of the character's background, but their involvement in the character's life may be so infrequent that it doesn't even feature within the scope of the campaign. Campaigns usually don't follow characters all the way from their first day of adventuring until their near death. Sure, the character might die before the campaign is over, but that doesn't mean the patron wasn't planning to call upon them in the future. It just means the plan got ruined by unforeseen events. Yeah.
Or it can, like, last minute they may have switched their plans to, like, collect the soul instead.
Yeah. It's honestly
to write it.
The great old one's patron is very, very much one that you can just go, they don't care, so they don't interact with you, like, at all.
Yeah.
So
make them Lovecraftian again.
Yeah. For that matter, even a self-interested patron might give power to a warlock just to have them available to call upon, even without a clear plan for how they're going to use them. In fact, that would be smart. Get some mortals into your debt now so you can call upon them when you need them, and hedge your bets against unforeseen circumstances. You don't want your plans to crash because you had fully committed all of your resources and don't have anything left to deal with something that came out of nowhere. Anyway, the overall claim of this video is an example of someone's choice of words making all the difference between whether I agree with them or not. If he said that warlocks who ignore their patron are missing an opportunity for roleplay, then I would mostly agree. But in saying that this is playing the class incorrectly, no, I fully disagree with that. That's fair. Okay.
Welcome to my life. The difference of wording being whether or not you agree or disagree with someone's argument.
Yup. I also take issue with him implying that players are to blame. It's presumably the DM who would control the patron. If you, as a DM, saw that a player was making a warlock and you didn't bother talking it over with them to decide how to play out that relationship, or you didn't follow up on that decision during the campaign, that's on you. If you didn't even pay attention to what kind of characters your players were making, that's also on you. If you think that a warlock's lack of interaction with their patron is a problem, that's something you can easily do something about. And he's complaining simultaneously that all warlocks are fundamentally the same, and that warlocks aren't being played in the specific way he thinks they should be played. It's gonna have to be one or the other, dude. That's fair. I'm slowly remembering the video.
Yeah, same.
Well, moving on to the next video, I originally was going to have a bit more length on this part of the comment, but you went ahead and called 5e the beginner's edition. Yeah, that about sums it up. Want an easy way to fix all problems with 5e? Play 3.5. Hey!
Yeah. Look at that, a man of culture.
Yeah.
A man who knows better.
Actually, one specific point that did stick in my craw, I've never heard that, is that Cody keeps saying attacks of opportunity slow combat down. How? Those are attacks. Attacks cause damage. Win or lose, damage causes combat to be over sooner. And they don't take that much time either. They'd be even faster if he didn't insist on always describing every single attack in detail. But I guess if his idea of fast combat...
I was gonna, like, say, but no, like, I've got to roleplay out each attack of opportunity.
Yeah. But if I guess his idea of fast combat just means more characters getting through their turns in less time, as opposed to getting combat over with sooner, then you already covered that. There's just going to be a trade-off between simplicity and tactical depth. You can't have everything, so choose something. Swing too far away from tactical depth, though, and you're going to end up with a match A to win. Not my preference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna actually disagree with that. The way that you have combat take a long time and don't have it be overly simple is you have a lot of chaff that all goes down in one hit.
Yeah.
As soon as you like hit it, like it's dead.
Yeah.
The old minions thing.
Yeah, from 40.
Yeah.
And then that's the mass shade to win. So then I was like, well, there goes my point.
Yeah. Have a patron who gives a warlock power with no strings attached because they knew that the warlock would cause damage and chaos with it. Good, yeah. The warlock is the only core D&D 5e class I'd play. That's fair. Sure. Warlock's a great class. I love it.
Warlock is a character for whom, when you like develop your character sheet, it may be beneficial to actually write two like characters, their patron and them.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we have on last episode we have Dave. He commented, "Thanks for having me on. It was fun. It was fun having
Hey.
Well, that's it? Nothing else?
Nothing else.
What's his criticism?
So August 3 commented as well on that video. When I think of dex to damage, I tend to look at the issue mostly being at low levels, where getting damage as soon as possible with the small numbers you have is the difference between life and death for your party of squishies. I'm looking at this as a perspective of a Pathfinder 1E player versus 2E player, since I play both systems. Thank you for that, because now I know your perspective. As characters get to higher levels and they can do more with their abilities and the build specializations become more defined, you've either found a way around it through a class resource to add more damage like a rogue sneak attack, or a bonus feat that gives additional damage like deadly aim, speaking in Pathfinder 1e, or even getting additional attacks like through the rapid shot feat. Or the damage is negligible compared to some debuff that can benefit the group, like a ranged trip attack, or disarm, since there are feats that can do that. If you feel this is necessary for your games to add dex to melee damage, that's down to you. I honestly see this as a non-issue I'd not apply to my tables unless a class, abilities, magic item, feature, etc. does it. There's more to combat than just big damage.
Oh, shit.
You alright there?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just like looking through my dice bag for some dice, and
Gotcha.
got like some loose dice.
Yeah. In 2e, there are classes that deal precision damage that mitigates this issue: rogue, investigator, swashbuckler, and can add debuffs to them that make some of the damage loss from dex to damage on weapons negligible, if not better. As for the second video, my video game brain can only think of this short clip from Billy Madison movie because my brain is too smooth to understand his massive one. For the Garrett Bay video. I haven't looked at the video. Let's see. Hold on. Copy link location.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
He's included a video. Let's see if this is anything.
What you just
It's 27 seconds.
is one of the most insanely
Hold up. I want to actually get this on there.
Yes.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
I gotta pause it just in case of copyright shit, right? Because this is probably gonna get claimed now. I don't know,
Probably.
but it's fine at this point.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Absolutely perfect. Garrett Bay is the best.
Pizza Funk, can we get like just a quick GIF of his mouth moving silently with a bunch of text that says that, please? Thanks. That way we can post it on shit.
I think that's probably out there somewhere, to be fair.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I want Pizza Funk to make it for us. He makes good memes.
He does make good memes. It's true.
He does. Yeah.
So, lastly, we have Lux on the last video as well. He says, I wonder if the worst RPG ever Dave was trying to remember in the beginning was Fatal, because that's one fairly well known for being pretty terrible. Never heard of it. That's
I've never
something
heard of that.
now I need to look at. Fatal TTRPG. Oh, that reminds me. I figured out what my pick for one that I do not want to play is.
Oh, okay.
So I've been informed. You guys know Chuck Tingle, right?
No.
Good. So I'm going to ruin you a little bit.
Okay.
So Chuck Tingle makes a lot of like erotica.
Okay.
But it's like, you know.
So how do you know of them, Alejo?
Well, because it was brought up in another group chat that I was in, because they were talking specifically that there is the Tingleverse, which is the TTRPG that is based off of his works. That, and as soon as I was told this, I was like, yeah, no, I'm alright. So, yeah, if you look into Chuck Tingle, it's a bunch of stupid shit, like, that he's made into erotica, so.
Yeah.
That somewhat reminds me of the time I was in Boston at a con year before last year, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And we were standing in line to attend a panel.
Okay.
And this guy dressed up in a Tingle costume comes up, like Tingle from The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
And he's like, hello, do you need a map drawn of where you need to go? And we're like, yeah, we need to go to the panel. We're standing like outside of like in a line.
Right.
And he goes, I know just how to get there. He's like, okay, so, and he draws a circle on it and he's like, so you're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, and you need to go up and then you need to go around and then come back around and like draws like a long hooked shape and we're like, and then he's like, and the panel you're searching for is actually right close to where you are. I just happen to know about a secret shortcut. And he draws another circle and he's like, and then there's your panel, and here, I'll give you the map. And he rips it off and he hands us a dick on a piece of paper.
I'm sure.
We're like, yeah.
That's great. That's really good. So Fatal, if you ever want to read something that makes you want to scratch your eyes out and glue your eyelids shut, this is the game book for you. Oh, great. Wait, is the Tingleverse that insane RPG where people have to roll for body part size and pregnancy? I've heard horror stories about it, but never got the name. See, I didn't look too far into it.
Okay.
But if that's the case, I'm glad it's my least. I never want to play it. That's my least wanted to play. I'll be honest. So yeah, Fatal.
What? You don't want to have balls the size so big that you have to carry them around in like a wheelbarrow as you walk?
I mean, who doesn't want those? First off, but I don't need that in my TTRPG.
Good sunburn, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, okay. So Fatal's a thing. Let's continue. That's only the first part of this. I believe I'm against using dexterity for damage. Applying dexterity to hit already accounts for the contribution dexterity can make to your attack. A successful hit means your weapon connected to your opponent in a way that allows damage to be done to them. Hitting with finesse means you evaded the opponent's guard, found a weak point in their armor, and struck it. All of that has already happened before you roll damage. With the damage roll, there's no more for dexterity to contribute. The amount of actual damage you do has to depend on the amount of actual force you apply upon making contact. With extremely high dexterity, you can succeed at touching your opponent with your weapon, but with extremely low strength, touching them might be all you accomplish. You could score a point against them in a fencing match, but that touch won't break their skin. So before I go too much further, I agree, but I also then would ask you, like, what do you do in the sense of with finesse being the weapon finesse, or the finesse trait making it so that you actually can add dexterity to damage? What would you say to that? Is that, and I don't know if you say it later, so maybe I'll just keep reading. But that's just something that throw in front of you, because I again, like, I go, so with the finesse, yeah, you've dodged effectively through their insane whatever they're doing, swinging their arms in a circle and waiting for you to come close, right? You've dodged around that and you hit them in a very weak point. How does the dexterity work for that? For damage? I don't know. But it kind of makes sense to me in some way. I don't know why. So, if an agile but weak creature with 18 dexterity and 3 strength pokes you with a rapier, it will cause 2 points of damage at most, and no damage if its d6 result is less than 5. It's a threat to a basic commoner or a wizard who is out of spells, but not much threat to a capable warrior. If you can find a way to do sneak attack damage, it could become more dangerous, but a straightforward attacker with those stats won't get very far. But if a lumbering brute with 3 dexterity and 18 strength thrusts a rapier at you, that's got a good chance of skewering you straight through. If that shit hits you, it's gonna hurt. Both of these things seem intuitive to me, so I think it works as is pretty well. And yeah, a rapier is made for real combat. A rapier made for real combat is not a fencing sword, and it's not going to break easily. I'm pretty sure fencing swords are made specifically to not kill people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a foil, not the...
Yeah,
right?
the foil, yeah.
Fencing foils?
Yep.
A foil, a pay, and a saber.
Yes.
Are the fencing, are the 3 types of fencing sword.
I do know of one way you can get your charisma involved in an attack. If you use your bluff skill to feint, and you can get your intelligence involved as the prerequisite for improved feint, which lets you feint as a move action instead of a standard action. I think that covers the applicability of both of these ability scores to combat well enough too. I don't know any way to get a weapon attack to involve Constitution, but I don't really think there needs to be one. That's fair.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because that was mostly just a joke anyway.
Yeah. So I looked into it, and it looks like the Path of Enlightenment is from the older editions of VTM. Either that or it's some kind of homebrew thing, but the wiki page didn't make it sound like that. It also was apparently pretty strongly tied to the Sabbat, so maybe when they released a Sabbat book, it will deal more with it. Maybe. Okay. Okay, I really don't have a response to the second video. Just kind of lost my mind a bit listening to it.
Yeah.
Garibay!
Yay! Garib, yay!
Garib, yay! Okay.
Yeah. Try sticking it on for entertainment purposes and background noise, and then eventually are like, oh god,
yeah,
make it stop.
Yeah.
That is true. So, that's all the comments.
At no point did you come close to making a discernible thought.
It's so good. Yeah, so, that being said, that's all the comments, but there are a few things to talk about, because I have implemented things. So, I think Nightbot is now in our chat. I have added in a bot to do commands and such. So I think if you do !! commands, it should come up with the command list. I hope it's working. We shall see. I should look in the chat participant thing, see if Nightbot is technically there. It doesn't tell me. Okay, cool. So I'll do it just to see. But I think it's just command. Actually, let me see. Oh no, it is commands. Okay, it didn't work. Cool. Well, I'll fix that. Oh wait, no, it did. It just took a while. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sick. So, Nightbot is active, which also means the thing that we were talking about, Nightbot the message should be there. It should be in the live chat. It's at least on the screen for me, so I don't know. But, so Nightbot should now be available to all of you to use, and with that comes the ability to actually, if you want to, remember, this is the thing, I talked about it before, if you don't want to support us through our Patreon, but you do want to donate money to us, there is, we have Streamlabs now, and it is set up to play a little money jingle, and you can leave messages with the money, so you can ask questions or whatever, or just say stuff
You
on
can
stream.
leave messages with your money.
You can leave messages with your money. It's true.
It just sounds funny.
I know.
That's how YouTube streams are.
Yeah.
We're like thanking Indigo, Steely, Pizza Funk, Draco,
Yeah.
showing up our stream. We're like, thank you, money.
But this is just a way to do that. And we literally got one a couple of days ago from Draco Kraken as soon as I announced it on the Discord.
Oh.
He sent one in, and it said it's $5, and he said it has begun.
Nice.
So that's a thing. But yeah, is my mic peaking more than usual? I'm very concerned now.
I'm not.
It hasn't seemed that way to me.
Okay, I don't know. It's doing that in the OBS. So,
by the way, Alejo, for the day, or sorry, now I'm talking about
Daybot. Hey, right.
For the song requests of Nightbot, why are there 10,000 entries of Monster Cat?
I have no idea.
Do you just really like Monster Cat?
So first off, I in fact disabled the songs thing. Secondly, it's an auto DJ, I think. Yeah, it's an auto DJ. So
yeah, I was gonna say, when can we set up Nightbot to have Spotify play?
Well, I can't, unfortunately.
For when you're in chat and like you just can't just can't be bothered to listen to three guys talk anymore and just want to play a song.
I'm sure people do that already. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's because Monster Cat's stuff is technically allowed through this, like, because it gives the attribution and stuff, probably. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
But yeah, so my mic quality has changed throughout the entire stream. It's okay now, though. Cool. That's really concerning. Well,
glad to hear lots of people are hearing lots of different things.
That's really good. Hey, Mog. So yeah, apologies for that. I don't know what the fuck's going on. My computer is dying. I'm gonna blame it on my computer. One day I'll get a new one as soon as they give it to me. Thank you. Yes, the graphic is pretty great. So, without further ado, Nightbot will be in there for you to do commands if you need to. And if you think of any that might be good, please let me know, because I don't fucking know. Commands are a thing. So, that being said, let's do it. It's time. We're going to see if this video is one that we covered or not. I don't know. But
so you're tired of the Ranger getting out?
Yeah. Hold on. Thank you. Okay, cool. So this is from the Dungeon Coach, which I know we've covered a video from him before, but I don't know which one.
Yeah, that's the
but this is his video on how to fix the Ranger, D&D 5e homebrew class fix. So let us see what he says. As soon as there we go. Okay, cool.
So you're tired of the Ranger getting outclassed with abilities that don't scale and are highly situational. Well, we're gonna fix it with a Ranger homebrew breakdown that'll bow your mind. Coming up.
Oh, he said bow.
Welcome to the Dungeon Coach. I'm the Dungeon Coach. I'm here to lower that DC in your game and increase the viability of the Ranger class. The Ranger is one of my top 3 favorite classes in all of Dungeons & Dragons, and
Really?
I hate how much crap it gets online with people complaining about how weak it is. But I don't think the problem lies in the power of the Ranger.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Enough.
Wow. Uh-huh.
In this video, I'm here to explain exactly why it can feel this way and some next level fixes to that core class that you're going to want to play for yourself. If you want to get right into this homebrew and skip the rant about why this is needed, then go to the timestamp right here. But first, I got to give credit where credit's due. This homebrew comes from one of my patrons, Pagnabros. He is one of the best homebrewers I have ever seen, and he truly treats this like an art form, and this Ranger class of his is a masterpiece. We've collaborated on some rules and subclasses that have turned out great. In fact, he's who I worked with to do my homebrew fix on the Ranger Fey Wanderer subclass. But for the topic...
All right, don't worry, boys. I found a way to figure it out. I just searched the description for every single one of our videos because YouTube lets me do that, which is really nice. And the only video we covered from him was a different one, so we're all right.
I was gonna say, like, this one isn't striking me as familiar.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
After the stupid
my God,
Power Rangers.
Right, you guys can't hear that. Hey, we just got a donation.
Oh
my God.
Who donated?
Well, that was Draco Kraken.
Draco Kraken.
He gave us $10.
Shit. What are you doing, Draco Kraken?
Fucking mad lad. You guys give me too much power. Oh no! What have I done?
What have you done?
Guys, say he makes good memes more.
Well, no, that's
that's Pizza Funk.
But Pizza Funk and Draco Kraken did make a couple though. I think,
yeah,
pretty sure. Yeah, all the memes have been great.
Man, oh man, which one of you two makes better memes? Too bad my vote can't be bought. Most certainly.
No. What have I done? Why did I implement this? Okay.
So, good old American politics, baby.
Oh no.
Hell yeah.
So 5e Ranger is still better than Pathfinder 2e, says someone who we don't speak of. Who the fuck said that? I don't remember. Oh god.
No, not once.
No, God, no, he would never say that. One way to fix the Ranger in 5e is to feed them to all the dragons.
I don't know, man. The dragons will probably starve.
There's
not enough of them.
That's funny.
Look at this video. I did a giveaway to all my patrons where they could hand pick a topic themselves. So in Pagna Bros 1, we chose this to showcase to the world. Or like 3,000 people. But hey, this little community of ours is growing fast, and we're almost at 3,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Pagna Bros Ranger Fix, along with an article explaining some of these issues, will be linked down in the description. So
cool.
Let's get into it. When doing any homebrew fix, I always ask myself exactly what the specific thing is that's causing this problem. Generic statements like "it's weak" doesn't really help, and you have to ask yourself why. So I spent hours diving in and researching why the Ranger can just feel off sometimes. I took a big step back and compared the Ranger to every other martial class of what they get at level 1.
Okay,
Pretty much every one of these get 2 what I'm going to call core features. These are a huge part of the class and most of the time scale with level. The Barbarian is the best example of this. At level 1, they get Rage and Unarmored Defense. Rage is a huge class-defining feature that gets better and better as you level, and Unarmored Defense gets better as your stats increase. Which brings me to the Monk that also gets Unarmored Defense, but its second core feature is Martial Arts. This gives you an extra attack and a martial arts die that scales with level, going from a D4 all the way up to a D10. Keep that in mind for what we do with the Ranger later. Fighters, on the other hand, get 2 really strong core features, but they don't scale. But a fighting style and second wind at level 1 is pretty awesome. You get a consistent fighting boost that you can always use, and a mid-combat heal. But who gets even better healing? The Paladin, with Lay on Hands and Divine Sense. Lay on Hands is again a scaling ability that gets better and better.
No, that's at level 2. Isn't it?
Oh yeah, I do get that.
Yeah. Okay.
As you level. That you can divide up 1 point at a time, super good. But for the Paladin's second feature, they get Divine Sense, which is nowhere near as strong. So in my opinion of what I'm trying to show you guys here, is I don't consider this...
Yeah, what does Divine Sense do?
Well, no.
It's a ping for like ghosts and stuff.
Yeah, it's literally a 60-foot ping for undead, fae, and something else, I think.
Well, man, when you're playing fucking Dungeons and Dragons Ghost Adventures Edition,
like fiends and undead.
Fiends, yeah, that's right. Fiends, undead.
Could be useful if you're in an area where you're like, oh man, somebody might be an evil undead or a fiend in disguise. Ping!
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
It's like, oh, it's that motherfucker.
If you're in that situation, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if you're my paladin who like deals with burying the dead and psychopomps and like soul harvesting, being able to send out a ping a number of times equal to your level and just like know where a psychopomp is and be like, I know where you are. And then the psychopomp that's invisible is like, what the fuck? How does a mortal know where I am?
That's fair.
Man, who the fuck would play a paladin like that?
Yeah, no one.
Quiet or quickly erases everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We got
a level 7 paladin.
We just got a donation again. From
Jesus.
Mog Zero. Hey.
Guys, save your money.
Says
Jesus.
a new way to distract.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Great.
that's true. That's true. Well, hey, thank you. Thank you for the $5.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus.
When is Boo gonna donate to us?
Dude, I don't have any money. Actually, no, I got my stimulus. I do have money. Right
Ah,
actually, you know
liar.
what? Since we're in the middle of an interruption, I actually have a question directly for Indigo Dragon.
Oh my god.
And it's not something that has to interrupt the video. I can ask it. We can get right back to the video while he types it out. Indigo, you always talk about how you don't like D&D 5e, and don't worry, that's totally fine. And that you like 3.5 and you prefer skill-based systems. Do you know of any like high fantasy system that can effectively, like high fantasy Dungeons and Dragons style skill-based system? Because I'm really interested in getting into more skill-based systems, but I don't know of any fantasy skill-based systems other than like RuneQuest, and that's Bronze Age fantasy, not the kind of like medieval / amalgamation fantasy that D&D is.
Oh, there you go.
So if you know anything about that, that'd be awesome. If you could, if you could just toss a name out there and I can look into it, that'd be really cool. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Core feature. I would call this more of a flavor feature. And this will start to shed some light on some of the issues with the Ranger. Being able to sense Celestials, Fiends, and Undead is super useful, but only as much as your DM makes it. If the DM never puts any of those three in front of you, the ability is literally useless. But the silver lining here is you can use this feature as many times equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier. So ultimately, it's not that bad because it has its own resource level. Keep this in mind when we start.
Maybe. I honestly, I don't remember.
Control Shift T because I had it just open.
I like that he goes into how useful Divine Sense can be if your DM lets it be useful.
No, that is a good thing to note.
Because it's entirely different from Cody, who's like, oh man, fucking what's the Keen Mind? It's fucking stupid. You never use that. You know?
Yeah.
I was wrong. 1 plus charisma.
Okay, well there you go.
And yes, Indigo Dragon, basically like a skill-based system where you don't have like classes and you don't really level up. You basically just improve your skills, stuff like that.
Something like Vampire, I assume.
Yeah, like Vampire, Call of Cthulhu, stuff like that.
Boo, you have a question?
Well, that's what he was just responding.
Yeah, no, that's
okay. Sorry, I'm focusing on my own thing.
You're good.
My attention is being divvied up 3 ways.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about how I really prefer the way he talks about Divine Sense being useless unless your DM makes it useful.
Yeah.
As opposed to Cody just saying it's useless all the time.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like no,
it's bad because it's not combat related.
Because it's very true. Oh god, it's very true because everything that they've or everything that a DM can do is definitely something that you should mention, because there are a lot of abilities like that, or features even. Like you know, the thing that excuse me, the thing that I never do in my games usually is use the features that you get from backgrounds for 5e.
Yeah,
like the one that's like, hey, you can always find if you're an entertainer, you can always find a venue to entertain at. Because it's like, well, we already have the ability to do that. We just go on the street. Right?
Yeah, we just literally just set up a box, sit down, and start strumming out some shit.
Yeah, exactly. But there are specific things like that you can use in that way of like with Sailor. You can always get free passage from boats because you know how the lingo is and you know the sailing kind of thing, and you can find somebody who's acceptable, right?
That, and you can probably be like, hey, I need to go to this place, but I am also a sailor, so I can help out on the ship instead of just being a regular passenger.
Yeah, totally. No skill is truly useless, just so situational to the point of non-use. That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't Cody just drink a tall glass of Haterade before reviewing things?
Pretty much.
So if you do use that Divine Sense and nothing happens, that's fine. It's not like you wasted a spell slot or anything. Poor Rangers. I literally saved the best for last with the rogue. Unlike the ranger, everyone always says how strong the rogue is, and this might show a little bit of why. They break the rules here and get 3 features at level 1. They get 2 core features of sneak attack and expertise, and they get a flavor feature of Thieves' Cant. Those sneaky bastards. Sneak attack gives a massive scaling damage boost that increases every 2 levels. Expertise is also a strong boost to key abilities that come up all the time. So these 2 things alone here are great and let that rogue really start to feel like a rogue and give scaling power. But they also get a flavor feature thrown in there of Thieves' Cant, which is again highly situational and only as useful as the DM makes it. Some rogues may literally never use this if their DM never puts an opportunity in front of them. But no big deal. This is their 3rd feature anyway, and it's just for flavor. Thinking about this honestly makes me want to go back to the other martial classes and sprinkle in some flavor features for them who don't have one. Comment down below with your ideas, and I might just make that video. But if your flavor feature never gets used, it's really okay.
Not a bad idea, but...
Yeah, it's ultimately unnecessary, I would say, but I do like the idea if you make something that is purely for flavor.
Yeah, the thing that I would do for like Barbarian is I would be like, depending on where they come from, they have like double proficiency in survival of the area that they would have grown up in. Like if it's a Barbarian from like a savannah or something, like they're very familiar with the like, you know, they can find like edible food there and stuff like that.
The only
good at hunting there.
I agree with you, but the only issue sorry, my throat seems to be dying. The only issue that I would have with something like that is they already have like things like the Outlander background where you get,
true.
Yeah, where you get, and that's the only feature that anybody uses, where it's like you can feed up to 6 people when you're traveling just because.
That's
right.
Yeah. I honestly, I always forget the backgrounds actually give you shit other than just proficiencies.
Skills. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the God damn it. Every time. Anyway.
Okay.
You're good, Aiden.
So what I would do actually is make basically like a list or perhaps help and encourage players to come up with their own ideas for what other flavor features might be fitting for their character.
Flavor features are fitting.
Don't worry about it.
Very, very alliterative. I like
it. Flavor features are fantastic.
Oh.
Ooh.
Sorry. Anyway, I don't mean to keep interrupting.
There was like stuff like if they worship the god of nature, Fandel, in my Ingridel campaign, then they may know, like, maybe handed a list of druids that they've sort of communed with, and the basically like the druids, as they're all meditating and like communing with nature, as a side effect, they can kind of commune with each other. And it can like result in like long distance friendships.
Cool. So it's basically like if you're sending it through like trees and they're acting as like a resonance point or something like that.
It's kind of like you get a vague idea that there's something in this area 20 miles off that really makes it so that you shouldn't go that way.
Gotcha.
Flavor features. The Flanbarn's a flavor town.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, that reminds me of like I don't know where. No, not that. That reminds me of I don't know where I heard it from, but a very similar thing somebody had said about like using the messages on the wind of like the leaves and such that actually communicate things to other druids, and actually makes it feel more like druids are more connected to nature, where they're able to interpret that shit.
As opposed to basically just dancing naked in a forest
and turning into a bear. Right.
I want to make a character who is a druid, but is really more just like a stoner who just lives in the fucking woods.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That'd be great.
Totally.
And Indigo. Okay, I'll look into jackals. That sounds cool.
I really wish Thieves' Cant was more useful. I haven't had a DM make it useful. So I stole an idea from somebody else. We covered one of her videos. It was Dale Kingsman, I think is her name. Monarch Factory. She was talking about using so she has a bunch of different things, but one of them is using homeless hobo signs, right? Those are your Thieves' Cant, and so when you go and see these drawings on the sides of buildings or whatever, then you would know, oh, this is an easy mark, or this is like this is sympathetic to our cause, or stuff like that. And I really liked that, and so I stole that.
Yeah.
It's great.
My thing with stuff like that,
I may have stolen it too.
Yeah, good.
My thing with stuff like that is I want to implement thing after thing after thing because it's all so cool.
Right.
But the problem is that you can put all the time in the world into implementing something, but if your players don't pay attention to it and they just don't happen to go down that path, it can be a little bit disheartening. You know, when you spend I don't know, you spend a week making a castle and then they just blow it up. It's like, fuck, you're supposed to walk through there and do shit.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I literally wrote a book for one of my players, and I'm like literally okay with him saying fuck that book. Because that book, I made it for the world's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
And so Indigo, I'll look into Jackals. I know of Conan from Modiphius because Seth Skrzykowski plays it a lot. He's done a bunch of reviews for it. I've never heard of Black Void. That sounds cool. Yeah. Anyway.
There's 2 other cores to fall back on, which brings us to the Ranger. Make sure you keep everything in mind from what I just said. At level 1, Rangers get a pick from a favorite enemy list, and for the sake of this, let's say it's dragons. You have advantage on survival checks to track dragons, intelligence checks about them, and can now speak Draconic. But the craziest part to me about all of this is, let's say you find a dragon and you're fighting one. You are no better at actually fighting your favorite enemy. But to literally everything else in the world that doesn't pertain to dragons, you get nothing. So I would definitely have to call this a flavor feature, and is far too situational to be a core feature. Would it be super important and cool to be able to track a dragon down to its lair and get the jump on him? Yeah. But what about fighting a dragon? Or things that don't involve dragons? Okay, don't worry. Their second core feature should make up for this, kind of like the Paladin did, right? So you have a very specific favorite enemy. Now you can have a very specific favorite terrain. Natural Explorer lets you double your proficiency bonus to any wisdom or intelligence checks made about your terrain, and you can't get lost in it, and some other flavor things.
That's so true.
I have a long time been very vocal about how much of not a fan I am over their favorite terrain.
Yeah.
Because like their favorite terrain is better to make it urban or something if your DM like allows some fuckery so that you can hopefully gain some bonus out of it.
Something.
But like in most situations it's probably not that great.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I even forgot that favorite terrain was a thing. Like
because it's so useless.
It never comes up. Unless your campaign is built around a forest.
That terrain.
Right? Like, and their favorite terrain is a forest, right? Like great, good. It works.
That sounds more like a druid thing.
Yeah.
Well,
so this is the thing. Rangers are the weird baby of fighter, druid, and rogue. Maybe not rogue. But they're this weird amalgamation that has way too much going on that isn't like it doesn't know what it wants to be anymore. So it's just kind of there.
And Mog, they're terrible features, but they are good they are interesting flavor features for when they apply.
And I don't think that it's bad that it has them, but I think that it should, like, he's already posted the core features that actually do something for you mechanically and the things that are for flavor, right?
Yeah.
And you would think that the Ranger would have something that is more mechanical based. And yes, the Explorer and the favorite enemy are technically mechanical, but they don't really do anything unless a very, very specific situation occurs, just like what he said with Divine Sense, right? Where that is specifically for if there's Fae, Fiend, Undead in the area, where this is, are we tracking a dragon? Okay, we're not? Great.
So here's two things. I want to talk about Draco Kraken's comment just now, but like for favorite enemy, you know what I think would be really cool? I think it would be really cool if you had all the same bonuses as normal, but if you make a called shot against your favorite enemy, you don't take the -4.
Yeah, well, that's the
or
thing.
you take like a -1 or something.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like in 5e, there's no such thing as call shots. That's just something that we do.
Right? Yeah, that's right. Fuck. Okay, never mind that.
I agree. I agree that would be good for mechanical purposes.
Because that way it's like, oh man, I know exactly how dragons move. I can fucking like aim for the shot.
It used to be
thing behind its wing. You know,
wasn't 3.5? And you remember you were a ranger in 3.5.
Yes.
Do you remember it gave you a bonus to actually attack them, didn't it? Back in the day with 3.5's favorite enemy.
Oh fuck!
I'd have to look at that.
Yeah, I have to go look at my book. But...
like human.
That's right.
So I know I had a fat bonus to spot missing checks.
Well, I mean, that was just
also, I mean, when you were playing Boris, you mean, or different character?
See, this is the different character. He's always been like this.
Boris 0. Okay.
I have always wanted to see everything.
Yeah. Royd says +2 to attack and damage. So yeah, okay.
So there it is. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the thing. They just for some reason they just took that away.
Yeah,
it's very cool. It's just so cool.
And then Drakakraken's comment. So bold take. Does the ranger need to exist?
No.
Could not a more detailed bow fighter and 2-weapon fighter cover the martial side and a better beast handler be created for druids?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Ranger has no purpose right now in 5e.
Yeah, it's sad because like rangers are some of my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing rangers. It just sucks that they suck.
The archetype is cool, right?
Yes. Hell, I have that ranger that I wanted to make before with the blowgun. And there's like he's really, really heavy into survival and like herbalism. So he like wherever he goes, he's looking around for herbs and different like mushrooms and plants, and he makes poisons and coats his blow darts with the poison, and so it boosts the damage. And then depending on like say you go to a volcano and you go like, I don't know, you find a fireweed, who knows, just a random plant.
Sure.
Fucking mash that up and make like a poison that does fire damage.
Yeah.
And so now you can be like, oh man, I have like all these different kinds of poisons and I can use them in different areas. And it's all because I'm good at survival shit.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. So I'll drop a hot take. And I'll say like, I love the Ranger, right?
Yeah.
Like it was the first ever D&D class I played.
Nice.
It's my my old standby for 3.5. However, I have looked through all of the Pathfinder 2e characters I want to make and all the 5e characters I want to make, and despite having over like 20 characters, not a single one of them is a ranger.
Rip.
That's fair.
I
think the reason.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh no, this isn't done yet.
Yeah.
Oh, the reason why none of them are a ranger is because I don't know who said it earlier, but you hit the nail on the head. There is no reason for the ranger to exist.
Yeah,
they serve no purpose that a fighter couldn't do with the bow, or a druid that a druid couldn't do as a beastmaster.
Yeah, it was Drakakraken.
Yep.
Yeah, there's literally nothing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Drakakraken, you're making me sad again. An herbalist rogue with a blowgun is unfortunately just better than a ranger, and
that is absolutely true.
I hate.
That's absolutely true, because then you get sneak attack with it too.
Yeah, then you have sneak attack, and then you have thieves' cant, and you've got all this other shit.
Even just like
you don't have preferred enemy in your favorite terrain,
right?
Yeah, right.
It's like oh no,
the thing that never comes up,
right?
And here's the thing, though.
Never mind that you're collecting plants from a lot of terrains. You have one favorite terrain,
right?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Even if you have like favorite terrain, that doesn't it not apply to survival checks?
Yeah, right. You would think.
Like,
no, it does. It does.
It does?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because I know it said that like, it applies to wisdom checks, but I didn't know if that meant survival checks.
Yeah, I think it's any wisdom check, I think.
Could make Ranger a subclass to Druid. It just reworks the Druid more.
This is the thing that I wanted to get into. Ranger used to be what you built into as a fighter in 2E.
Really?
Yeah, it used to be you were a fighter first, and then as you kept going, you could become a ranger.
That's completely backwards from like real life.
Right, but well, so it's just you're just a very good at being in the bow, or sorry, you're very good at the bow, and so you just went, I'm gonna be a ranger, but you didn't have spells and stuff. Like it was just it was a martial class. That was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that makes sense to me, right? Because it's just like I don't see why it's just you're a way stealthier fighter. Right, and that just is another variation of fighter, and that's why I think ranger should probably just be a subclass of fighter.
Yeah,
like you know how arcane archer is a subclass of fighter.
That's I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in Xanathar's guide, arcane archer is a subclass of fighter. That's why Brogan, when we were playing the Age of Magic Fur and he was Kalungo as a ranger, he was like, hey, can we just have the subclass for fighter arcane archer? Can I do that? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't see why not. Why is it a subclass for fighter? But they've realized, I guess, that, or they did back then, they were like, yeah, rangers or whatever. I mean, like Horizon Walker and the other one that's in Xanathar's that I can't remember. I don't know, but they're cool. They have neat things, and it's more flavor because like Horizon Walker is stuff that is beyond the planes, right? And they have bonuses and stuff like that. But like with the core class and just everything, it just feels like they just went, hey, it's here because it always is, so let's do it. But they didn't care to like make it any better.
And here's another one from Draco Crack, another good one. Is there a must-have ranger spell? I don't think so.
I'm looking that up now, actually.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's in Hunter's Mark, but
Hunter's Mark can also be used by other people, I think.
Isn't the thing where like they fire an arrow and it divvies up a volley or something?
Oh yeah, that is a thing. Yep.
Like rain of arrows or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
It's hail of thorns.
Hail of thorns.
Hail of thorns. Now you know what I want to make. I want to make a ranger subclass called Bombardier, where he has proficiency with like strapping explosive shit to his arrows.
Nice, yeah.
And he's like, oh man, if you have alchemist's fire, it like, and you have advantage on the rolls to not have you die instantly when you have like 3 of them on you and they all explode.
So we got a couple of other ones that didn't see. So before talking about adding things into your game and not having them ever find them, Pizza Funk said, I feel like that's how game devs feel when someone speedruns their games.
Yeah.
That depends on if they've made it with the intention of it to be speedrun, though. That's also a thing.
To be fair, Rangers get access to good berry.
So do Druids.
Yeah, Druids.
Oh, yeah, I know. But, like, so do Rangers.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Ensnaring Strike. Hail of Thorns, Hunter's Mark.
Poor Rangers.
Second level spells, there's Animal Messenger, Beast Sense, Cordon of Arrows.
I think it's anything that has to do with arrows is for Rangers only.
Yeah.
Because I don't, because the other 2 that you just said were Druids as well. I know that for a fact.
Hang on, I got the 5e spell list. I can just sort by class.
Yeah. The 4e Rangers got a first level ability that lets them shoot 2 arrows at once. There you go. Something.
Yeah.
I just finished a 10-session game that focused on Fey aberrations and in a forest, and our ranger rocked. It was a very Cthulhu-based game. That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I can... So that's the thing. When you have a ranger, if you want that ranger to have fun with being able to do everything that they can do, like actually... Sorry, what I should say is, if you want them to feel like they are able to do everything that they can do, not that they'll have fun, because you can't tell whether or not they will unless you know them personally, right? If you want them to feel like they're going to be able to use everything in their kit, then you have to base the adventure around them a little bit.
Yeah.
That's quite literally, unfortunately, how it goes. Whereas with everything else, you can kind of just play it by ear and it's fine. If you want to see some good wilderness classes, check out Astounding Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea. Yeah. I think you talked about that once before.
Yeah, I think so.
You're right there?
I couldn't find anything that was just Rangers.
Yeah.
And I got too lazy. There's like 58 spells. I'm like, I ain't looking through each and every one of these just to figure out which one's a Ranger only.
Oh, okay. So it was +2 damage or +2 to attack and damage, and then it would grow by 2 each time you get a new one for your in 3.5 for your Ranger.
Yeah, favorite anyway.
Yep. Yeah, less spells, more proficiencies for the Ranger subclass for Druid. You could. I really think, because they already have the Eldritch Knight for 5e's fighter, so you could literally just do it the other way of you're more in tune with nature instead of the arcane. So now you're a Ranger, right? Like, it's so simple since they've already done it. Can't you just use a feat to get Hunter's Mark? I think so.
Oh my god.
Hunter's Mark is pretty useless, to be fair. I mean, so it's not. It can be really good. That plus d6 worth of damage and always knowing where your target is for a mile. That can be really good. It's a shame that it's like locked to a Ranger.
Yeah,
but Anyway, let's continue.
Be called flavored terrain. No. So this is yet another flavor feature. Would it be super useful to be able to navigate through a swamp? Yeah. But only as much as your DM makes it. You feeling functional as a class should not be so heavily reliant on your DM's story arc. Why are both of these features so highly situational? So that's the biggest issue I think that Rangers have. But the second one is that none of those abilities scale with level. The only thing that scales with a Ranger is how many spells that they know. And no, I'm not counting in later levels that they gain another favored terrain or favorite enemy. And it's always been weird anyway with them learning this mid-campaign unless it has something to do with your story. And again, this offers almost no combat benefits. Rangers are considered a half-caster, but for some reason get less spells known than Paladins do. Rangers are stuck at just 2, while Paladins get half their level plus their charisma modifier. Why not let Rangers do the same thing, but with wisdom? This would give more depth and options when they're picking their stats. This would also open up more options for their early level spell selection. Because let's be honest, with only 2 choices, one of them's gonna be Hunter's Mark, and the other one's probably Cure Wounds, or Jump if you're cool. But now as we move on to 3rd level, this same over-restriction comes in as well. Remember how Paladins at level 1 get a cool Divine Sense flavor thing that has its own charge system? Well, Ranger's version of this exact same thing doesn't come to level 3, and it costs a spell slot. What? And yes, Jesus. I know it's a longer range, but it doesn't even tell you the exact location or number of creatures. Again, this is a situational feature that if used at the wrong time, burns one of your very few spell slots.
Yeah.
6th level, you get...
Yeah, it's hard to not just go, yep, because he's just telling you everything that sucks about Rangers now.
Yeah, he's just spitting facts.
Because,
really.
absolutely, because, we've already even said, favorite enemy used to be something that actually mattered.
Yeah.
And that wasn't there just for flavor, basically. Now I'm sad because I just remembered that the Ravnica book didn't add a Ranger class to fit the Sky Rangers who run on rooftops and jump on other people's flying mounts and take them down now.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
It would have been cool, but again, it would have been another thing where it's way too situational because not many people have flying mounts.
That's true. I mean, it might be better
Warcraft,
for...
Unfortunately.
It might be better for Ravnica. I don't know how often.
True. It might be better in Ravnica.
I don't know. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Sad. Upgrade to that flavor feature. Yeah. At 8th level, you get an ability score improvement along with Landstride, so this is fine. And then at 10th level, they get Hide in Plain Sight, which is basically advanced hide and go seek. If you spend 1 minute preparing to hide, you get +10 to your roll. But I feel like this is something that everyone could already do. If my players really commit to a creative description and spend some time doing it, I might give them advantage on that roll. Hey DM, if I go over there and hide in that bush...
Why are you playing with a child?
I have advantage on my stealth roll? Sure. I love the creativity. Whoa. Now I know it's not a +10, but why is this a level 10 class feature? And then the rest of these higher level features just give you small boosts to being able to hide better and hit invisible creatures. But then, at the 20th level, at the peak of the Ranger's power, they're now able to deal more damage with all of their strikes. At their favorite enemies only, though. Just those ones.
Oh my god.
Again...
I forgot about that.
Oh. Wizard.
But at this point, right, you're supposed to have taken 4 favorite enemies, I think.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think you get like 6, don't you?
I don't think it's 6. I think it's
That's not.
let me
remember.
let me get my book.
I haven't played 5e in a long fucking time, dude.
It's fair, it's
We're
fair.
gonna play 3.5, and none of you are playing Rangers.
Even so, you still remember everything about all the other classes. like fucking Rangers. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah.
So you get favorite enemy once, and then twice, and then 3 times. So you get 3 favorite enemies total.
One additional, 1, 14.
Yep.
So you only get 3.
Yep.
Okay then.
Cool. Choose a type. Aberrations, beasts, celestials, constructs, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, giants, monstrosities, oozes, plants, or undead.
No
Alternatively,
humans.
you can select 2 races of humanoid as your favorite enemies. So you get 2 humanoids for the price of 1. Why wouldn't you take that every time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, fucking that lead up to level 20. I know. That's
pretty good.
It's so bad.
It's so good and yet so sad.
Even at level 20, they still can't escape the situational curse. Now, yes, I have seen the other attempts to fix this ranger, but trying to give them damage boosts at earlier levels, like with proficiency bonus towards favorite enemies. But that doesn't fix that big situational problem. So I think the key here is something that's perfect for rangers, but as it stands right now, really misses the mark. Hunter's Mark. Other classes get cool charge systems like rages, or things that just happen like sneak attacks. Hunter's Mark costs a spell slot to be able to use, and this not only takes away from them being able to cast other spells, but also requires concentration. So if you try and cast Hail of Thorns, Zephyr Strike, or Pass Without a Trace, Hunter's Mark's gone. Hunter's Mark just feels so rangery that it should be a core part of the class. Wait a second. What if that is the solution? A scaling Hunter's Mark that lets the ranger track down all sorts of prey. Now that sounds interesting. So let's get into that homebrew variant. At level 1, these new rangers take out the flavor feature of favorite enemy and gain a brand new scaling core feature of, you guessed it, Hunter's Mark. Beginning at first level, you can focus your senses on a creature, magically marking them as your quarry.
Magic? What?
You can mark
Did he just say query? It's quarry.
Yeah. So wait, okay. Why are we making it? Why are we making it magic now?
I mean,
because I know that the Hunter's Mark can do. I know that the Ranger can do magic, but if we're taking it, if we're removing it as a spell and making it a class feature,
so
shouldn't this just be
how else would you explain that you could keep them within your knowledge of where they are at all times within a mile, whether you see them or not?
With
magic.
Tracking,
magic.
fucking training. That's it.
How else would you have a beholder absolutely kill it?
That's true.
Well, okay. You know how you can hunt. You know how you can hunt something for like miles and miles for a long time.
How?
You hit it with a paintball.
Oh.
Or you use the scout flies.
That's true. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool if you. I mean, you could flavor it, however, obviously.
Yeah,
like it is. It's obviously got to be magical just to make sense.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Mark one creature within 90 feet of you. Alternatively, you can mark a creature by studying its tracks for at least 1 minute. So you can Hunter's Mark this thing as you track it down.
Well, there you go.
Is that? This target is marked as long as it's on the same plane of existence and isn't protected by divine magic. You do get advantage on perception.
You mean divination magic?
Yeah, that's a completely different thing, my dude. But
yeah, two totally different things.
I understand what you're saying because I see what it says on the screen. Thank you for that, by the way. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
But come on.
But the second is the best. You gain bonus damage towards this target based on a scaling Hunter's Mark dice from the table. This increases and scales as you level from a D4 all the way up to a D12. This also has a unique charge system, and you can cast it as many times as your wisdom modifier that resets on a short rest. Narrowing rangers down to just a specific type of enemy was too much. Now they're a master predator. They can hunt down a variety of prey and even Hunter's Mark them without seeing him.
Honestly, if we take away completely favorite enemy and just have this, I think
I mean that's what he's doing. That's what
is that okay? I thought he was adding this in addition to it. Okay.
No, this is replacing it.
Okay. So then
it's becoming so it's not a spell anymore.
Right, and it is their individual kind of thing. Oh yeah, I see it now. Features Hunter's Mark natural.
Yes, it is a feature.
I'm brain dead. Okay, cool.
Okay, you're good.
With this having its own system and not requiring concentration
real
anymore.
quick.
Yeah.
So I was looking through and I was comparing what Rangers get at level 20 to what we see a lot of memes about broken classes about what they get at level 20. And what we see at level 20 for the wizard is the signature spell, which is, basically the ability to create a magical spell.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that spell works is up to you. Well, actually, I should Google, or I should look at what the signature spell actually is. But either way, we have signature spell for wizard. We have Stroke of Luck for rogues.
Mm-hmm.
At 20th level, you have an uncanny knack for succeeding when you need to. If your attack misses a target within range, you can turn the miss into a hit. Alternatively, if you fail the ability check, you can treat the roll on the d20 as a 20. Which means you still add your modifiers.
Yep.
So it's the I never miss and I never fail an ability roll ever again roll, ability.
Yeah. Yep, it's really good.
It's really good.
Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
Wow. Really? Wow.
Yeah, you can even bring it back on a short rest.
Holy shit, that's really good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and your signature spell thing, like you were talking about, you choose 2 third-level wizard spells in your spellbook. You always have them prepared. They don't count against the number of spells you have prepared, and you can cast each of them once at 3rd level without expending a spell slot.
So
and then short or long rest as well to get them back.
Yeah.
And then if you want to cast them at higher levels, you expend a spell slot as normal. But so fucking
2 free spells.
Wow. On a short rest.
Yep.
Think about it. You can't get any other spells back until you do a long rest, but with this, you just always have your fireball handy. Sick!
Yep. And then at 20th level as a sorcerer, you regain 4 expended sorcery points when you finish a short rest.
Yeah, which is great.
It's so good.
It's so
good. This is so good. Paladins are kind of meh, depending upon what subclass or oath, rather, I should say, you take, because at 20th level you just get another oath feature.
Yeah.
But why do rangers exist?
Dude, I don't know. It's you would think that when they had in previous editions, they had rangers that actually did more and actually could matter. Right?
Yeah.
Not, and of course we're not advocating that they can't matter in flavor and in role play, right? You can make your character work regardless in that way. We're talking mechanically at this point, because with the way that it works, a lot of the time, you think of the mechanics after you think of your character, and if the mechanics don't mesh, then how are you going to play that character? Right?
Yeah.
Because,
dude, there's a ranger in my party, and I haven't told them this yet.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I look at the fact that there's a ranger, I giggle to myself because this ranger has hunters marked enemies, sure. But I've not seen them hunters mark an enemy in months.
Ooh.
And
that's fair.
The favorite terrain they don't use.
Yeah.
Because who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we go around places and we fight dragons, and maybe their favorite enemy is dragons. I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to the combat at all.
Because 5e favorite enemy doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I look at them and I giggle to myself that we don't have a fighter in our party, but we have someone that insists on using bows.
Yeah.
He hasn't even talked about any subclasses at all, and he doesn't need to be fair. He's just talking about the base skills that a ranger has. But I feel like even with the subclasses that you can get, some of the stuff from the other books that are not this book, the PHB, quite literally everything in the PHB is just not worth your time as a ranger. Well, okay, I guess a case could be made for the one that allows you to get like the really good damage against things that are large, I guess, whatever it is.
Like Beast Slayer, Titan Slayer, or something.
Yeah, the whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Let me see. Just the Hunter.
Literally. Oh, just the Hunter. Okay.
Yeah. The Hunter subclass is at least something.
Yeah.
Beastmaster we don't talk about because it doesn't matter, because your beast will die in 2 hits. Or one.
And Beastmaster? Oh, you mean that Artificer subclass?
Right, exactly, right? Like, you'd rather be that if you want a companion. Or just be a wizard with a familiar. Like, a familiar is 100 times better than a fucking beast.
They're smart.
Well, yeah, they're smart.
They can be characters if they're like an imp or something.
Yeah, that, and like, you can channel spells through them and shit, whereas this, you just go, hey, attack.
Yeah, and I'm gonna play a wizard who has an imp familiar, and I'm gonna channel Shocking Grasp to him. I'm gonna have my imp like walk up behind people, slap him on the ass, and be like,
yeah, absolutely. And then it's just like with this, you just go, oh, it's 7th level, exceptional training. Now, when your beast doesn't attack, you can use a bonus action to command the beast to use dash, disengage, dodge, or help, which is all right, but
really, that's it.
Let me just tell you, if you're a mastermind rogue, you can use your bonus action to give the help action at 30 feet away.
Woo!
See,
See, this is why I. Never mind. Let's just keep going.
This really is the ranger to be able to cast those ranger spells. So there's one strong core feature, but what about the second? Natural Explorer gives you an extra proficiency bonus for those nature and survival checks, and lets you get a sense of how many and what size the creature you're tracking down is. It does remove a lot of those travel features that you get from before, but it puts them back into the feature you get at level 3. But this Natural Explorer also gives you an extra bonus where you choose a favored terrain that actually gives you a useful feature. If you choose the coast, your swimming speed no longer costs extra movement, and you can hold your breath twice as long.
There we go.
Desert lets you naturally adapt to hot climates and gives fire resistance. Forest doubles your proficiency bonus in perception. Grasslands increases your movement speed by 10. Mountain lets you climb better. Swamp gives you resistance to poison and disease. Tundra gives cold resistance. For the Underdark, you learn Undercommon and gain Dark Vision. But if you already have Dark Vision, you gain Blind Sight with a range of 5 feet. And there's even Urban that gives you a bonus language, and you can double your proficiency in Investigation. Second level now still gives you that
makes sense.
Yeah, those are so good.
Super good.
I can see someone actually deliberating like, okay, what favorite terrain am I gonna pick?
Right?
Yeah,
because it's not literally just if you're in that terrain, it's because you grew up in that terrain.
Yeah.
Like actually, that is beautiful. I love it.
God.
You know, honestly, that makes me like, hey, Drakakraken, fuck you. No, I'm gonna when I make a ranger, I'm gonna use this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If anybody wants to make a ranger,
if we play in 5e,
exactly. But like legitimately, if you want to make a ranger, I feel like this is
an excellent one.
Really, so far we haven't gone through everything, but so far I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm about it.
So far, my thoughts have been on most of this video, just kind of like middle of the road.
Sure.
Could go one way, could go the other. But this, some good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did say that this came from one of his patrons. So whoever that was, I don't remember.
It was like Frognoso or something.
I know on this video as well. There's a link.
Ragnarok.
Right. Yeah. There's a link in the description. Fraggle Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a link in the description of this video. So yeah, fucking go find it.
Seems holy shit. That's if you still play 5e, obviously.
Right. Those are awesome upgrades. Make some for my rogue too, please. Rogues are fine. You don't need them. No. Honestly, honestly, if whoever made this, if they make other custom like homebrew classes stuff, then I would be interested to see them. So.
Hey, you know what? You know who else made a homebrew class that was actually like really good?
Huh?
Remember I think we spotlighted it one time as what was it? An astral origin sorcerer.
Oh,
I was actually just thinking of that.
Yeah, what did you hey Aiden, what did you think of that?
Oh, I remember.
Did you think that it was amazing?
I remember Mike made it. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, well,
it was all
sadly,
him.
Mike has passed away, but us three, we are still alive, and we made it, and it's really good.
Yeah,
so
that's true. If you want to see,
if you want to see the Astral Origin Sorcerer, you just gotta donate.
That's not true. No, it is out there for free.
Yes, it is.
It is on fucking
the home brewery. I believe.
Yes, thank you, the home brewery, and we've had links to it, and I'll put a link to it in the description. Actually, I'll do that once we get to the midpoint. I'll put it in the description as well, and the link to this video.
I still got my idea for the Pyromancer that harms himself as well as enemies.
So Endeavor from fucking My Hero.
More like imagine the idea of what's the spell in Dark Souls?
I remember this exact conversation we had.
There's a spell in Dark Souls that allows you to basically set your soul on fire.
Yeah.
And it grants you a bunch of strength.
Yeah.
Except you burn yourself in it. Owie.
Hey, Kill Chrono. Yeah. Yes, we are dunking on Rangers, but now we're looking at stuff that's actually really good as homebrew that would fix Rangers.
Yes.
So, yes. And
or if not fix, it would at least help.
Well, so anything will fix them in the sense of making. Well, that's not true. It is making it so that I want to play a Ranger.
No. I'm just saying that if it doesn't fix it entirely, it's helping it.
That's true. We haven't seen the whole thing. That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Been working on a temporal wizard subclass.
Cool,
dude. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Style, but this extra bonus of a guerrilla fighting style to choose from. It increases your speed by 10 feet if you aren't wearing heavy armor, and gives you a +1 to all damage rolls if you move more than 5 feet that turn.
Okay, wait. As long as you're not wearing heavy armor, so most of the time, your speed increases by 10 feet. If you move at least 10 feet in your turn, you gain +1 on damage rolls until the start of your next turn. Okay. Sure, I guess.
I think it's all right. It does at least encourage movement instead of just plonking yourself down in one spot. I shoot.
Yeah.
Where's the gorilla except spelled like GORILLA and it's actually a grappling ability?
That was in our Jungle Warrior subclass.
Oh, that we never did. That's right. Or that we
finished it.
We finished it, but it hasn't been posted at all.
Yeah,
I should really work on that someday.
Yeah,
when I have time, and also not playing Monster Hunter.
Mountain does.
Yeah, right.
Answer. I know because I looked at it.
Oh, that's true. They do. Yeah, but I mean, whatever. You know, Draco Kraken's temporal wizard might be better. Who knows, right?
I have Wildemount. Wait, do I?
Yeah, you do. I remember you saying you had it.
Yeah, because it has a mech in it.
Right.
That's right.
And I went, ooh, mech.
Oh, remind me.
That was the end of that.
Oh, wait, no, I've just remembered and I've got to go find it. I saved something on Reddit that I found that you will like. And I will find it later and I will send it to you.
Is it a mech?
Yeah, it's a mech.
Is it punching a big monster in stupid face?
No. But it's
punching
a class.
Another mech?
I mean, no, it's a class that you can play that you can make either a mech, an exosuit, whatever you like. There's a lot of options. It's really cool.
That's cool.
Oh, why do Rangers exist?
I know. Why do they exist?
To cast spells.
Or
now we've
Rangers.
changed it to half your Ranger level plus your Wisdom modifier of spells known. At level 3, you get all that cool travel stuff back with Wilderness Guide, and it applies to your whole group. Difficult terrain doesn't slow down your group. Even if you're engaged in a small activity while traveling, you can still be alert to danger.
Sure.
You don't suffer penalties to perception checks while moving at a fast pace, and you can move stealthily at a normal pace.
That's much better because, I think it's better because with that means that the Ranger's actually good for your group to have. Because otherwise, especially with that last one, your group can move stealthily at a normal pace. That is fucking phenomenal, actually.
Yeah, I would give that a later level than 3rd.
Well, the only reason why it's here is because the one that it has, the ranger has right now for the wilderness guide, just does this only for him, right? Or her, whatever. But it is only for the ranger.
Wait, is it for everyone?
This is for everyone.
Yeah, it's for the whole party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I like it better when it's only the ranger.
That's fine. I think the difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel is important because it's literally just for travel. I like that a lot because again, it is the ranger who knows how to go through a wilderness like environment and actually is guiding you.
Wilderness.
A wilderness, yes. And then I think the group thing is fine to a degree. I don't know. I would have to be using it more, but like it's good in the sense of it actually again promotes the use of having a ranger in your party.
Because otherwise,
shut up, man. I can't speak. I know.
That's what I get. That's what I get for laughing.
So I don't know. I think it's overall better because the travel thing, I rarely see terrain being an issue in travel. It's going to take however long it takes, right? But with the group that can move stealthily at a normal pace, I also feel like in those kinds of situations, people don't remember that going in stealth and moving is at half speed.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not something that people remember.
Yeah, nobody ever remembers. Hell, I fucking didn't remember that.
Yeah, so I don't correct them on it either because I'm just like it doesn't matter at this point. We're gonna get there or we're gonna not.
Yeah.
This lets the ranger and help the whole group instead of just themselves. I have a homebrew video to spice up your travel linked right here that I feel like the ranger could be a big part of. You also get your ranger conclave feature here, and 4th and 5th levels stay the same. At 6th level you get vanish, which is much earlier than normal. This lets you be untrackable and hide as a bonus action, but also has a cool buff. If you're hidden when initiative's rolled for, your first attack does not reveal your position, assuming you succeed on a hide check after. This is
I like that.
I would be fine with rogues having that.
Yeah. That seems way too
rogue thing. Yeah.
Well, do rogues can use bows, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah.
Like
because I was gonna say if they can't use bows, then it's much more rangery.
The only issue with having rogues make another like hide check is they can sneak attack to come out of stealth and then potentially like hide using the vanish action and then sneak attack again.
Yeah, so
which like granted, don't get me wrong, the idea of can I continue sneak attacking like as long as I can keep rolling high on my hide checks and like keep vanishing, like hiding, sneak attack, vanish.
Yeah.
And then while hiding, sneak attack, and then vanish.
Right.
And then like the boss monster is like, where the fuck are they?
Yeah. The thing that I would do is if that was a thing, I would make it so the DC gets harder and harder and harder until the point where they're like, okay, there you fucking are.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why this only applies to the first round of combat.
Exactly.
So like that's how that they nerf it at least, which is good. But I don't know. Like with the ranger, I understand the idea of jumping behind cover because you're in an environment that you're familiar with or something.
Fucking little bitch, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
A pussy little blowgun user. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Your blowgun sucks and you hate it.
No, blowgun, not blowgun.
Oh, sorry.
Blowguns rise.
Yeah. So I understand it, but the not being tracked is weird to me. Well, it's not as weird, I guess, but by non-magical means, yeah, okay, so you can still be tracked, but I don't know. I guess it is something to do with your bonus action because otherwise you don't really have much as a ranger except for your hunter's mark.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we don't have, I don't remember if the hunter's mark is also a bonus action in this or if it's just
I think it's just an action.
Okay. Well, either way.
Anyway.
So I think it's overall okay, but I'm not 100% about it.
Another great ranger style ability, and getting it at level 6 feels a lot better than 14. You also get another natural explorer feature, but I would encourage the DM to have some sort of story reason how they're able to do this now. But that advice also applies to pretty much every ability. 8th level still unchanged, land stride and ability score is totally fine. And at 9th level,
land stride is starting at 8th level, moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs no extra movement. You can also pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them, and without taking damage from them if they have thorns, spines, or a similar hazard. In addition, you have saving throws, advantage on saving throws against plants that are magically created or manipulated to impede movement, such as created by the Entangle spell. Okay, alright, that's still fine. Yeah, I think that's fine.
You get nothing. Now that's not just for this homebrew ranger, that's for the original ranger and many other classes across different levels.
That's true.
It's always felt bad to me when the only thing you get when leveling up is an ability score improvement or access to a higher level spell. My solution to this is my favorite homebrew out of all of them. I've done a video on it linked right here of a bonus level up system. This is when the DM gives customized flavor features to their players based on how they're playing their class. Usually these are smaller things, but for a situation like this, I might give them more. 10th level is that hide in plain sight, but we buffed it. So instead of an advanced hide and go seek, you can actually go invisible. Way more useful. Pagna Bros is a genius too, because I love how he balances.
Okay, wait. So starting at 10th level, you can use a bonus action to magically become invisible. Along with any equipment you're wearing or carrying, until the start of your next turn, you can use an action on your turn to prolong the duration for another round, up to a maximum of 1 minute. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finished a short or long rest. Whoa, I would say long rest only.
Yeah, long rest for sure.
But, okay.
And this is the kind of thing where I'm like, okay, if you're going to have this, you can't move.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I'm going to run around this corner and quickly do hide in plain sight. Become invisible, they run past, then drop it. You can't use this to attack or anything like that.
It's the Sly Cooper original first invisibility power you get.
Yeah, there is nothing keeping them from, like, using this to, like, infiltrate. Because they can just use it on a bonus action and then keep it up for a minute.
Yeah. No. Absolutely
this is more roguey.
Yeah.
Yes, this is way too roguey.
Yeah. Like, I know rangers are supposed to be stealthy, so I understand it, but I don't know.
They're supposed to be the Longshanks.
Yeah.
He was called Longshanks, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So here's the thing too. I agree with Boo that they should be bound to, like, where they hide.
Yes.
I would also perhaps not use a bonus action. I would say that they need a minute to, like, do it, which is essentially them settling down in a place, gathering up a bunch of, like, scrub, like digging a bit of a trench for themselves and hiding in it. And the point of hide in plain sight is that it's supposed to be a whole prep work sort of.
Yeah. The thing is, I agree with that, but in this version, they've changed it to be magic.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. I think honestly keeping it like what Aiden said, where it's practical, right?
That's why I said sense. Like if they can do it quickly, like it is magic. If they decide to go with magic, then again you can do it, but you can't move.
For
the duration.
Because
and again, don't get me wrong. I say, like, the intention was always this, like. I wasn't there. I don't know what the intention is, but, like, in previous editions, it's always been this.
The implication from the information that you have available, it seems like this is the intended design.
And I agree.
And I was gonna say you have plenty of examples, and we could pull up references if people really want us to. But I think we can safely say that is totally fine to make as a claim. Hey, guess what game lets Rangers make snares as part of their kit? Sorry, I'll try to hold back on the 2E shilling today. Yeah, Rangers and 2E are much better than Rangers and 5E. By the way,
we know.
This was made before Tasha's. Was this made before Tasha's? Because Tasha's has replacement options for favorite enemy and favorite terrain. Probably it was. Let me check.
So you're tired of the Ranger getting outclassed.
I got a Tyranid Malanthrope from Forge World. God, this resin is gorgeous.
Nice. Oh, okay. No, it's wait. When did Tasha's come out? I don't remember.
I don't know. I never got it.
September of last year, I believe.
September of last year? Okay, yeah, this was in May of last year. So.
Oh, yeah, no, it would have been after May.
Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, this was before it, but even so, I remember we did Tasha's for a little bit, but I don't remember what they did for favorite terrain and favorite enemy stuff for Tasha's. Oh, right, you have it, don't you?
Yeah.
Could you look at and find the favorite enemy and favorite terrain replacement options?
Oh, sure. Hold on.
Thank you.
By the way, Alejo, when we finish up with the podcast, are you just gonna be done, or do you want to play some Monster Hunter?
I could tell already.
No, I wasn't actually trying to be a dick then. I mean, I kind of.
Oh, I know.
No, yeah,
but I was being legit. Like, do you want to play, or are you gonna...
we'll see how it goes by the end.
Yeah, because I know that you'll want to edit it, but Monster Hunter.
Yeah, no, I know. We'll see. Yeah. I do have
looking up again
some stuff. So you're looking up favorite enemy and favorite terrain replacement options for Rangers. Thank you.
Please and thank you.
Thank you. They replaced favored enemy with watered down Hunter's Mark, and the terrain stuff is replaced with alternate movement types like climbing and swimming.
Oh, so basically exactly what they did with this. Because they made Hunter's. Oh, actually, they buffed Hunter's Mark in this, but they did the movement.
Well, they did movement for one thing, right?
Well, no, they added climbing if you do mountains. They added move speed for planes, and they did, I think, one other. They did swimming and breathing for coast.
Gotcha. Well, they did add like better things too.
It's true, like fire res and shit like that. So yeah.
Additional options for what? I'm on the Ranger page now.
It is favored enemy and favored terrain.
Yeah, the favored enemy is switched to favored foe, which works with the foe slayer feature, which is not here. I don't really care.
And that's the level 20 thing.
Yeah, and the favored terrain I'm not seeing mentioned. I'm seeing Deft Explorer. Oh, first level Ranger feature, which replaces the Natural Explorer feature.
There you
go. Both in Wilderness. Again, the candy benefit below. Oh wow, you gain 3 benefits. Okay. Choose one of your skill proficiencies. That proficiency bonus is doubled. The chosen skill. You can also read, speak, and write 2 additional languages of your choice. That's the first level. At 6th level, your walking speed increases by 5, and you gain a climbing speed and a swimming speed equal to your walking speed.
Damn.
And then at 10th level, as an action, you can give yourself a number of temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. You can use this action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, which at 10th level should be what, +4, I believe?
I think it's 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, whenever you finish a short rest, your exhaustion level, if any, is decreased by 1.
Exhaustion. Oh yeah, that thing that always comes into play.
I remember that. I remember.
I remember. Yeah.
Boris?
Okay. So, yeah, the Tasha stuff is definitely also an improvement. I wouldn't say it's not. But I like the idea of the choices from Natural Explorer, right? Like have been provided by this.
Yeah, absolutely. They're amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it does fix the identity problem of the Ranger, but it doesn't fix the problem of the Ranger, but it helps. Yeah.
Whoa. And there goes the dice. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Getting another car wreck.
There's no favorite terrain. It's Natural Explorer. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. This is
yeah.
Like again, Tasha's is fine, like we've said
but
before.
it's okay.
Yeah, and a lot of their stuff that they've done has been fine.
Yeah, Xanathar's is the one you actually want to pay attention.
Yeah, Xanathar's is the one that I like way more. First off, and second off, I don't know. So,
It's a option to use and you become invisible for 6 seconds only. But every turn after, you can use your action to prolong it 6 seconds more, up to a total of 1 minute. But you can only use this once until a short or long rest. Timeout! I have another homebrew video on a short and long rest system, linked right here, that's been the most popular video on my channel so far. I make some changes to short rest and long rest and add what's called a full rest. But if you use that homebrew system, this ranger ability is a good example of something that I would change from a short rest to a long rest. Just like I would do with every other ability that I feel like being able to reset every 10 minutes would be too much. Okay. At 14th level, you don't get anything but a buff to Natural Explorer, and when I was first looking at this, I felt like it might have been too weak. But this class feels so much better and is a lot stronger now, so I don't feel like it needs it. Moving on. Now I do want to say before we finish this off that whenever I homebrew, I usually focus on the earlier levels because most players never get past 15th level. I had a ranger that got to level 20 and he had some pretty crazy stuff, but I think leaving the 18th and 20th level features the way they are is totally fine. And there
Okay. Yeah, 18th and 20th. So we already talked about 20th, where you just get more damage to your favorite stuff, which would be now your hunter's mark, technically.
I guess so.
For this,
because we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I think so. So, and then the 18th level is you gain preternatural senses that help you fight creatures you can't see. When you attack a creature you can't see, or inability to see it doesn't impose disadvantage on your attack rolls against it. Oh, sorry, your inability to see it doesn't impose disadvantage on your attack rolls against it. You are also aware of the location of any invisible creature within 30 feet of you, provided that the creature isn't hidden from you and you aren't blinded or deafened. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's pretty good. Fine with that. I think, yeah, it actually, I was thinking about because the Underdark part of this has the ability to get like 5 feet of blind sight, but this doesn't fuck with that, and like the blind sight that it gives doesn't fuck with this. So I think overall that's fine.
So I have a question, because 5 feet of blind sight seems worthless to me.
So
is it not worthless?
So it wouldn't be worthless if the creature that is invisible or is not able to be seen even when it is attacking, right? If it gets close to you, it's within 5 feet of you. So then you could actually see it and, or at least not have disadvantage against it.
Yeah, right? You could at least perceive it.
Yes. So you would be able to actually like fight it effectively if you were next to it. So I think it's still good. Hey, welcome back.
It's still useful.
Yeah, it's still useful. It's still very useful.
Okay,
I think.
Because I couldn't really tell when it's like 5 feet. That doesn't sound like it'd be very, very useful at all. But if it is,
yeah, I think it's just the whole like if something is next to you, really. And again, what things are you gonna fight that have like greater invisibility all the time? You know?
Yeah, not much.
Yeah. Solution: just give the ranger a bow gun and with sticky ammo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or just pellet. That's the easiest one.
Yeah, that's true.
It is. I want you guys to think of this fix down in the comments. Thank you again to Pagna Bros for making this ranger fix and collaborating with me on this video. We also did that Fey Wanderer homebrew.
Okay, so I think that's it. There's like another 2 minutes left, but I don't know what else he would be talking. I guess
I think it's just him shouting.
Yeah, I think that's not anything to do with this point. So, or the purpose of this. So, good video.
Yeah, very good.
I like everything that you have proposed, or that I've already forgotten the name of the person.
Pagna Bros.
Pagna Bros.
Pagna Bros.
Thank you. Memory bad. I am old.
Thor Ragnarok.
There you go. Okay. So I like everything that has been proposed. I like it. I'm not
100% sold on it.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on some of the abilities, but
you could use some slight tweaking.
Yes, exactly. I think
aside from the terrain stuff, I think the terrain stuff is fucking spot on.
Yes, I think that is fantastic.
Yes.
And the Hunter's Mark thing, I'm actually super into. I like that you can actually have it be your core ability. That is much better.
Yes.
So, that is that. We are at the midpoint. So, we are going to do what we always do every single time. It is thank our patrons because they help to bring us to you.
To you.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
So, starting off, Draco Kusaji, or Draco Kraken in chat. Thank you so much for being our tier 3 patron. Very much appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying everything we do. Then we have Slazer, also tier 3. Thank you so much. Flipping tables all over the place. We had some table flipping discussion in the Discord the other day, talking about how it's a bit of a, you might get a slap on the wrist if you just go around doing it. But
not here.
But not here. No. Steely as well. Thank you so much for your tier 3. Very much appreciate it. Drake Cross, $10 a month with that tier 2. Thank you so much. Mog0, $10 a month. That tier 2. Appreciate it immensely. There's Chris, $5 a month with that tier 1. Thank you so much. Frozen Spaghetti, $5 a month as well. That tier 1. And Kill Chrono at that tier 1, $5 a month. Really appreciate it. Thank you all.
It is your donations that allows us to afford Monster Hunter Rise and
nope, that
put
wasn't
this shit off for as long as possible.
That wasn't what I bought with the money.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I bought.
Yeah. That wasn't what I bought with money either.
Actually, you know what's funny? Because of the whole, Aiden nearly dying.
Woohoo!
When I got him his Christmas present, it was actually the night of.
Oh.
And I bought him Gladius and Canarium and the Tau expansion. But he was dead, so he couldn't accept it. And so it got refunded to me. So I had to buy it again. And it turns out that the TableTalk money was in my PayPal, and so it used that.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, hey, you guys bought Aiden's Christmas present.
Yay.
Good for you guys. Good for you.
But yes, you can find us, and I will show you this right here. Awesome. You can find that at patreon.com/tabletalkdnd, or you can search TableTalk, not Table Talk, TableTalk. All
God,
one
this
word.
thing is fucking huge. It's almost as big as my fucking Trigon. Jesus.
Are you talking about the Malanthorpe?
Yeah, the Malanthorpe. It's fucking tall.
Yeah, it's huge.
Anyway.
And obviously, of course, there is also the merch that you can get through TeePublic. It is the logo so far. Once I commission more art at some point, then we'll have more designs. Hopefully, really cool designs. I've actually thought of one that I need to pose to you later, Boo. Actually,
me?
Yeah,
both of us.
I mean, all of us. But I want you to know specifically.
I thought you said Boo, and I'm like, what? Me specifically?
Well, it is involving you specifically, or at least your avatar specifically. So
okay.
Yeah, I wanted to know because
you are approaching me.
Yeah, exactly. It sparked in my head and it hasn't left, so it's good.
Okay.
So at some point I'll talk to you guys about it, and we will talk about it more. But yeah. So you can go there, get it on a shirt, get it on a mask, get it on a mug, all that stuff. And yeah, that's that. And then of course now I have to talk about it again. We do also have the donation. TikTok Speedo's way.
Kiss one individually.
So added the ability to donate to the chat live. With the bot, you can put in !donate. It goes through Streamlabs, puts a message on the screen, all that. And then there's also, if you go to our website, you can donate to the PayPal directly through that. So you don't have to worry about it showing up on the screen or anything. It just goes straight to the PayPal itself. And then once it all comes through, then once we do our payday stuff, then, you know, it'll be sent out like that. It'll be split between us all.
So if we say something you really like in the chat, you can just type a little donate button.
That's true.
Or I don't know, do something mundane like ask a question with it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, something a normal person would do.
TableTalk paid AMA when?
Oh, God.
Ask me anything for money.
Oh no.
Money.
Oh yeah, real short podcast.
So as of course we joke about it, but only do these kinds of things.
When do we have our video picked for us by our biggest donator? When is it going to be nonstop Garibay and RPG Pundit
and Cody?
Fucking Kraken tipped immediately after saying this. What did you say?
Well, did he ask anything?
He says, well, kind of in a rhetorical way. Someone say donate? ? In parentheses, last one for a bit. Good, please. Good. Thank you so much. But also, like, we joke about it all the time. But please, if only donate.
Need your money.
Yeah, we don't donate unless you want to. Please do not feel obligated to. Oh my God. It's amazing, but at the same time, fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we joke and play around, and we'll always joke and play around, but we, like, only donate if, like, you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially what with the world being the way it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that we have people that are pledged to Patreon or that want to donate that are able to during this time is fucking crazy in and of itself, so thank you. And, like, don't ever think that we don't appreciate it. It's fucked. It's so fucked.
Yeah.
I can't believe it every time. Anyway, so that's that.
I tell my friends that I have a podcast, and they go, "Oh," and you can tell, like, in their face and their mind, they're like, "Oh, he's one of those people."
Right.
And then you mention that you have friends that, like, donate money every month, and you have a share of that, and then they go, "Oh shit!" Like, there's some credibility here,
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like, people actually like your opinions enough to give you money.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
fucking weird.
It's fucking weird, right? They quickly changed their tune.
Yeah, right.
But yes. So I'm putting the video that we just covered in the description right now for those of you who want to go there to get to the homebrew page for that. But the other thing that I'm going to do is post in the chat the homebrewery link for our class that we made, as well as put it in the description. So give me a moment here while I do this. Be funny, talk about things. I don't know.
Hello, Steely.
Hello, Steely.
Hey, Steely.
We're talking about all the money that you guys give us.
Yeah, we just got done finishing talking about Patreon, and like
we did.
Your name was strangely absent.
No, it wasn't. No,
Alejo added Nightbot to the chat so you can donate and ask. I'm
God
sorry.
Damn it.
That's too scummy.
Yeah, it feels really weird. Don't do this to me.
No.
So yeah, hey, what up? I'm putting it right now in the chat. This should lead to that.
By the way, just so you guys are aware, I've got a doctor's appointment at like 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Which means I need to leave the house by 8 a.m.
Okay.
Oof.
Which means I need to be up by like 7.
Okay. Yep.
Which means I have to leave by like now?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That is fair.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But I was gonna ask you, Alejo, to ask your question to us about our avatar.
Oh, okay. So, So, well, first off, I have a couple ideas, right? First one that is, so I'll start with the one that kind of involves us all. For a piece of art, I was thinking of us getting a kind of bigger design that is all of us at a table, like playing something, rolling dice and stuff, have little nods to each of the guests that we've had so far as well on them, which I would have to see if they're okay with that too. But have that be on a table that looks like kind of the logo a bit, or somehow incorporate that in there as well, just to, or maybe even not, just have it be us at a table, right? And just like playing a game together, and just have that be a kind of design. It's just like like it's like you're sitting at the table with us, playing with us in a way. If you're looking at it,
you have your 3 hosts and you're the 4th.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was thinking for that. And then the one that is Boo specifically, I was thinking, those artworks of like H.P. Lovecraft, but with like tentacles and shit behind him, right?
Yes.
I was thinking,
you had me at that.
Yeah, I was thinking, but like more like I want like your favorite shit on there behind you, like in a silhouette with you there, right?
As in
front
like
of it.
my favorite Lovecraft monster.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes,
that's what I'm thinking for that too. So that could be another one.
Dude, like if you do that, I'll make I'm gonna fucking, and then like I'll make that my fucking like Discord logo.
Oh, I'm sure you would. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I was thinking that too.
The reason why I say that is because the one that I've had currently, I've had that for like a decade.
I know. I know. So yeah. So that's the things that I'm thinking. Tyranids as well. That could be cool too. I don't know. I'm thinking like designs are those kinds of things where I can think of designs, but I also need to find people that can do art very, very to like the standard that I want, right?
I know what it needs to be. It's gonna be I know the Cthulhu monster, but for the Tyranid, it's gonna be the Spore Mine.
Yes, I want you to be like holding it, right?
Yeah, like holding it like a fucking trophy.
Yes. So
if we're doing themed characters,
that's what I was wondering, because like I then thought about me and I was like, I don't fucking know, and then I was like,
mine would be cyberpunk.
Ooh,
and like a cyberpunk and a mech,
of course. Yeah,
like I'm playing with a mech or something. But like that would be really good for me because my profile picture is actually stolen from a webcomic.
Oh!
And I'm waiting for someone to have a hissy fit on Twitter and me to be like pulling on my shirt collar and like,
yep. Well, I'll get started on getting to that as soon as I can.
Pulls on my swastika. Yeet!
Because you can see at the very edge of my profile pic, there's a margin. On the left side.
Well, outed himself live on stream, everyone. There we go.
That's okay.
We'll talk fashion.
That's fair. Okay, yeah. So
I trust all of you to keep my secret.
No, obviously,
you give me money. How would you not?
Obviously, we're not selling that image, right? That's not what we're trying. Like, I hope that's not. I don't know. Now I'm scared about the legality. You've made me.
All right. If you want that webcomic, go to Figures in Boxes.
There you go.
Okay.
Easy. Okay. So, technically, mine is from a person who used to watch my old like live streams on Twitch, who I knew through YouTube, who decided, hey, I'm gonna do this for you. And I was like, cool.
Yeah. I asked for mine.
There you go.
Yeah, no. At least you two have some legitimacy to yours.
Yeah.
I just took mine and was like, "This is mine now."
Right. I still want a T-shirt featuring a stick figure flipping a table. Yeah, that's also definitely like something to do with flipping tables.
And then you know what? You gotta have 3 different kinds, all the same design, but have one flipping a bronze table, a silver table, and a gold table.
Ooh, yes. It's a good idea.
And then maybe, like, as you go up through the different levels of tables, the fucking stick figure gets bulkier and bulkier.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like a JoJo character.
Yeah, it becomes full, actual, like, muscle-bound man. Absolutely.
Yeah!
I feel that. I feel that so hard. Okay. So why would anyone be upset with that, Sneaky Adolf?
Oh, man.
Don't.
We have to keep your secret. You're sneaky.
Plus, he's the Fuhrer. He's gonna put you in a fucking gas chamber if you tell anybody.
If I find out that one of you squealed on me, I'm going to be underneath your bed at night.
All right. Okay. So that's enough talking about future stuff.
Like Matt Mercer throwing foam noodles at you from the corner of the room.
I'll find out who it was, and I will track you down.
Should have a stick figure holding a table like a shield, fighting a stick figure dragon. That'd be cool too.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Absolutely. I could draw that. It would be bad, but I could do it.
It would look like a jank shield, but don't worry about it.
It would look pretty bad, but hey. Anyway, so that's all that. So Aiden, if you would like to, you may depart.
I'm gonna head out. Have a good evening, all. I have been your third host. It's Sneaky Adolf.
Oh!
And then tomorrow you'll get Monster Hunter.
Yes, and also like most of the day have a doctor's appointment and then get back and take a nap and then hop on and play Monster Hunter.
That is okay because I work until 9:30 tomorrow.
Oh, so yeah, I'll be on way before then. I'll probably already have my first few hunts done.
Cool.
That's totally fine. You'll need to do the training quest to learn the wire bug. You're gonna fucking hate it.
Yeah,
the wire bug's great, actually.
Like it's awesome. It's just that now you're not special anymore. You fucking
you're flying shit.
They added more aerial mobility.
Yeah, dude.
And now you're gonna be in the air forever.
Are you telling me that now I dislike Insect Glaive because they've added a ton of aerial mobility?
No. You're gonna dislike the wire bug because now you're not special for being in the air all the time. That's what I mean.
Oh, it was never about being special. It was about avoiding the filthy ground.
Now we can avoid the filthy ground together. By the way, we can JoJo pose.
That's true. That is true.
We can JoJo pose together.
We need to take a group JoJo pose photo.
Can we do the one where hold on, where is
strike a pose? Yes. Yes, we can.
No, like you put your opened hand by your face.
No,
I think so.
Wait, really?
I think that might be one of them.
If that's the case, that'd be hilarious.
I think so. I'll have to look through it again.
Okay.
It's like you got one hand by your hip and here it is.
Yeah, no, I know the pose you're talking. Yeah, I know the pose you're talking about.
I mean, everyone knows the pose. I think, yeah, at this point.
It's like the JoJo pose.
Yeah.
There it is. Posted it in group chat.
Yeah, maybe. I think there might be something similar.
All I want is either that pose or the Giorno Giovanna pose.
Pizza Funk, you goddamn legend. You already did it. He did the thing in the memes.
You made a meme? Oh.
Yeah, he did a meme like the one that I asked him to.
God damn it.
He fucking did it. The absolute mad lad.
Well, now I have to fucking get it. Put it on the screen.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because I'm a caveman, it's still loading.
Okay, there we go.
I just saw the Caribbean thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one was great. Okay, let me. I just saw the Caribbean thing too. Actually, I thought you were talking about the other one.
No.
Okay, hold on, everybody. I'll get it on the screen.
Oh my god, I'm looking through all of these.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, it's good shit. It's really good.
Oh yeah, they're all really good.
Okay, why? See, I don't know.
Okay, so here it is.
And then the brain chess. I love it.
Yeah, I like the non-TTRPG player exists, Scarebait, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
That's so good. Thank you so much for all that you do. It's fucking dumb as hell. I love it.
He's beautiful.
Oh, I know. That's a lot of fucking tumors for brain guy.
So, yeah, hell yeah. All right. Let's move on. Aiden, get the fuck out of here. Go to bed.
Yeah, Aiden, go away and go to your doctor appointment.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh my god.
All right. So now We're moving on to the second video of the night, the one that's telling us the top 10 reasons. So loud. The top 10 reasons why your top 10 reasons your D&D game sucks and how to fix it.
You want to know one of the reasons why your D&D game sucks?
Because it's railroaded to shit.
Because you're railroaded and you fucking. It's not the DM's fault.
No, it couldn't be. Couldn't be.
All right.
That was a great meme. It's true. So here we go.
And in the distance, you hear a low moaning.
Yeah, I want to go to the inn and meet some nice people that we can talk to.
Yes, good idea. Fat Cat is hungry. The inn is closed. And again, you hear this low moaning off in the distance.
Oh, fine. We'll go investigate the moaning.
You know, this reminds me of a time years ago when I was in a game of Curse of Strahd and the Dungeon Master.
Hey, shut up. This is not the time for your stories.
Yeah, we're trying to investigate this low moaning that the Dungeon Master is railroading us toward.
Okay, everyone make insight checks to see what you know about this low moaning.
Wouldn't that be an investigation check, Mr. Dungeon Master, sir?
No, it's an insight check. Just do it.
22!
Amateur. Fat Cat rolled a 26. 14.
3.
So there we were in Barovia, and we had just met Mad Mary.
This low moaning is far beyond your ability to comprehend, and you all continue walking toward it.
Even though you rolled a 26?
Of course it is.
I assume this is his intro bit of like, this is a bad game. This is a bad. Don't do this.
Even though, honestly, given his track record with talking about railroading, I wouldn't be surprised if he's done this before.
Yeah, well.
Walking toward it.
I'm leaving this stupid town.
No, you are compelled to walk toward it.
Don't I at least get a saving throw or something?
No, it's far beyond your ability to make a saving throw against.
Oh, this is stupid. And then we took her daughter's doll, but it ended up being cursed.
Okay. I get the bit. I get it. It's funny.
Yeah,
Haha, joke.
Holy
It's
shit.
like the old man tells the story the whole time for some reason. It's not funny. Jokes are supposed to be funny.
It's like you fucking burned it out.
You did the joke once, and then it was like, okay, I didn't find it funny, but I guess somebody could.
But I got the point.
Now it keeps going.
Yeah, now it just keeps going and going and going.
The source of low moaning reveals itself, and you all die.
Well, of course we do.
At which point, vampires descended upon us all, and we all died. Okay, that's enough out of you.
Wow, psychotic. Okay. That was
a lot of effort, not a lot of payoff. Yes, Pizza Funk.
That was the first 2 minutes.
Good.
2 minutes and 19 seconds of this 14-minute video. Okay.
And Alejo, can you tell me something? How many chuckles did that get out of you?
Let's say -1. It actually made me less happy.
Did you get any Snickers out of it?
Ooh, no. I wish I had a Snickers.
I don't know about you, but I didn't even have a giggle.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't. You know, honestly,
single snort.
This might be a little bit harsh, but man, I don't seem to remember even smiling.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, Jesus Christ.
South Skorkowski, he is not. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
very much
like
so.
Jesus Christ.
Well, this is the thing. Even with Seth stuff, I don't laugh at it, but I get the point, and it's not drawn out.
Yeah, it's not drawn out, and it's not like annoying.
Yeah,
ever. It's never annoying. At least not for me.
Yeah, this is an example of a bad game. Everyone is still invested. Exactly right. Like, how would they still be? Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get there. Now we actually start the video. Cool.
Yay. Oh, actually, you know what? It's funny. No Nat Ones was telling me that he very recently got like a really bitch ass comment about one of his things, and he specifically said, Go watch the DM layer. He knows how to say the things that people want to hear. Legit, what? He said that. And I'm like, woo.
That commenter doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Jesus
okay. Cool.
Sorry, the
Welcome
DM
to
layer.
the DM layer. I'm Lucar, and I've been a dungeon master since high school. On this channel, I give practical dungeon master advice that you can implement.
Just cut it out. Just cut your mistake out. I'm so tired of it. Sometimes
wasting our time.
Sometimes it's funny. I get that. Sometimes you've given us 2 minutes and 19 seconds of a unfunny skit to try to illustrate your point a little bit. Which again, I get your point. You got that much at least.
Yeah.
But at this point, please.
You have wasted too much of my time.
Yes.
I'm done listening to you flub.
Please just make your
Just
video.
get on with it.
Was high school 2 years ago for this guy? No, he's like 40.
Yeah.
Later, we're going to talk 10 reasons D&D games suck and what dungeon masters can do to fix them. And I'm not going to lie to you, most of these are the dungeon master's fault. So players, if you're dungeon masters doing any of these things, feel free to just forward them the video in a totally non-passive aggressive sort of way. Yeah. By the way, I recently
or how about just talk to your DM?
My groups, and if you're interested in watching our game sessions, they can be found on my second YouTube channel, the DM Layer Streams. As always, if you have any questions about this topic or any others, feel free to hit me up during one of my live streams. I stream on Twitch every Monday and Wednesday, link below, and on YouTube every Friday. And now, on with the show. Top 10 reasons D&D games can suck.
So we start at 3 minutes and 15 seconds. That's when we start the video, actually. Gotcha.
Yeah, that is when we get to the content of the video.
Like, I understand an intro and stuff, but come on, man.
Number 1, DM doesn't adequately prepare for the game. Come on, you know this dude. They prepare 0 plot hooks, 0 encounters, 0 of anything, and have the players wander around aimlessly for 4 hours without a goal. Or after 30 minutes of play, the dungeon master takes down their screen and says, sorry guys, that's all I have prepared for today. Fellow dungeon masters, I have a very important message for you. Stop being lazy. In fact, I have a special video I made just for you titled, Don't Be a Lazy Dungeon Master. Link below. The bottom line here is to prepare for your games. This is part of the job description of a dungeon master. And if that's too much for you, then maybe you should see if somebody else wants to run the game. Number 2.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes,
if that
fair.
happens, then yes. Cool.
But I honestly, that's something that's usually brought up. Is that super common?
I don't know, honestly.
Because I feel like D&D, like the quote unquote proper way to DM is kind of, common knowledge now.
Yeah, I think at this point, the only times where I see this are very inexperienced people, right?
Yeah, if you're brand new.
Yeah.
Because, that's the thing. You can be a bad DM, but the majority of DMs have at least something.
Right.
They have an idea.
Let's be fair as well. Most DMs, when you're doing this, you have at least a world. It might not be your world.
Yeah.
It might be a pre-written world. You have something to go on.
Yeah.
Who is DMing without any plan or improv skills? So that's the thing. I'm okay with people trying to DM if they don't have
improv skills.
If they don't have improv skills, if they don't have a plan, that's fine. So either of those is fine. If they don't have one, but if they don't have the other, then it's
they don't have both.
Yeah, they don't need both. They can have one or the other. But if they don't have either, then it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, to be fair, you can only prepare so much. The player should and usually do cooperate to a certain extent with the path of the story. Yes.
Exactly. And I've talked about it before. I like having it be very player-driven. I like having my games be very player-driven, where they are now making their goals based on the world. Then again, I do technically have my world prepared, so that is more than, I guess, would be in the example. But it is something where I don't need to do too much to prepare. Preparation is, what did we do last time? What could we encounter this time? Okay. Right? That's it. There's this really cool book called The Lazy Dungeon Master by Sly Flourish that makes being a lazy DM all right. Sure, I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Neat.
It's just one of those things where it's like, maybe it's also, can we also just think about that it might not also be the fault of the dungeon master being too lazy, but maybe having too much to do beforehand?
Yeah.
In the sense of maybe
they have a life.
Yeah, they have a life, they have to do these things, and they just didn't get to prepare so much because they just didn't have the time to. In that case, they would usually, cancel the session. But there are times, and we've done it ourselves, where we're all like, we don't want to disappoint each other, so we come anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we do it anyway. It's just, and it might not be the best session, but it's at least something. I don't know.
Yeah, but it is story advancement. And that's when I kind of actually had to put my foot down to be like, guys, I don't want you guys to come if you're not, if you're not in the mood, you're not feeling well, or you're too tired. Not because it makes me angry, but because I want you guys to be able to enjoy the session.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's a psychological thing with me where it's like, if you guys seem tired or you seem like you're not having fun, I feel like I'm doing a bad job.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel bad as a DM when you guys are tired, even though it is entirely not related to the game.
Right, exactly. And like, again, if you want to have an actual visual and auditory example of this, go watch episode 29 of Devils and Dice. It's probably the worst episode just because we got so tired. Right?
Yeah, because everybody was tired. And, and we cut it off early because of that.
Yeah, so, but it is still important. But like, yeah, it's one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
The DM towards certain players. Now, this can go either way. Either the Dungeon Master plays favorites, or they have it in against one of the players. For instance, let's just say that one of the players is a super overpowered Paladin Sorcerer with a crazy high armor class, the ability to cast Shield multiple times, and a Cloak of Displacement. It would be totally inappropriate for the Dungeon Master to single that player out, have all the bad guys constantly attacking him, trying to kill him, and then even trying to take away that horrendous Cloak of Displacement.
Why?
Yeah, why?
So, there could be reasons. You could actually make that a valid thing to do.
Hey,
the
hey
Paladin...
guys.
Sorry.
Hey, Alejo.
Yeah.
We're going to do a tiny little role-playing session.
Okay.
I'm going to be the big bad guy.
Okay.
And you're going to be like my lieutenant. Okay?
Yep.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Okay. Hey, lieutenant.
Yeah, boss?
There's a group of adventurers, and one of them has a lot of shit. It makes him really dangerous. Okay? I want you to kill him.
Yeah, easy.
Done. Scene.
Right? Like, quite literally. So, I understand the idea behind this is you don't want to have your DM versus your players. Right?
Yes,
That's
exactly.
just, you never want to have that antagonistic thing. But there are times where you can have the characters themselves being attacked by things specifically because of who they are.
Yes, exactly.
So the whoever it is, the whoever they're fighting has seen the paladin literally bring people back from death in the fight. That paladin needs to die.
Yeah. Because he's I needed that guy to stay dead, and you brought him back. I can't be having that.
Exactly. The paladin is also they have this fucking ridiculous shit, and also they're doing shit tons of damage with their smite because they're a paladin. Maybe we go against the one who's actually doing a lot of shit against us. Like, it becomes this thing of it's not just that, like, it's fucking aggro. You're doing the most shit. Why can't you be the one that people are like now looking at and going, I need you to stop, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And
why wouldn't that be the case?
Fame/infamy can have a price. Absolutely.
Yeah. And like,
especially if you're like a well-known group of heroes, it's like, oh man, bring in the paladin. He's got this sweet-ass cloak of displacement. He can handle that big fuck. Like, he can handle your troll problem.
Yeah,
or
totally. Yeah. It's not usually like Knights of the Dinner Table where the players waste the king with a crossbow rather than accepting his quest. If that does happen, the GM might need to some time to re-prepare. That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, you can also like take some time while you're playing to like
Yeah.
just go like, hey guys, could I have a second? I need to think about some stuff, right?
Hell,
like,
I've done that. I've done that in Dungeons and Dice. I mean, Dungeons and Dice. Devils and Dice. Apologies.
Yeah, no,
Devils and Dice, where Brogan was like, "Hey, what's this guy's name?" He even apologized, like, "Dude, I'm about to make you mad, and I'm sorry."
Yeah, that's right.
What's this guy's name? And I'm like, "Fuck."
Yep.
And hell, you did it to me when you went into the Underdark. Hey, what do these giant carvings say? I speak giant, and I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Right, yes.
I didn't prep anything at all for that.
That's right. If it doesn't make sense for the villains as enemies to do that, if it's purely GM versus player, that's a problem. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it isn't. I specifically said that is the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
But in game, I hope he makes the distinction. If he does, then all of what we said is still valid, but it doesn't apply to what he said.
Yes.
But if he doesn't make that distinction, then I'm confused.
Confused and concerned.
Yes, and concerned. Big guy is being of the most concern and most threat. We should probably go ahead and target him because he is the main source of the problem. Exactly.
Yes, exactly. There's nothing wrong with your enemies being intelligent enough to identify a big problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dalinor. Or, let's just say there's this fancy pants bard named Nigel who's a hit with the ladies, always gets the cool magic items, constantly escapes certain doom via greater invisibility, and seems to have impenetrable plot armor despite having some of the worst die rolls ever seen. In that case, the DM is playing favorites, and that is not cool. The players will not appreciate that. It's uncanny.
Well, except for the one you're playing favorites for.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Depending on the situation.
The other thing is you can have some cases where things make more sense to have an auto pass. Now, again,
absolutely.
I agree that if you're just playing favorites, that's a problem. That is a problem. You shouldn't just be playing favorites just because you like this one character more than everybody else's characters. Because that can happen. Sure, you can like a character more than other characters. But you have to be fair. You are the adjudicator after all. But there are some cases where this could not be, relevant. So
like, and when we played Call of Cthulhu,
right,
and you guys beat up that group of cultists that I didn't think you were ever even going to engage, because there were so many of them. I should have put 30, not 8. Even then, you probably would have done something.
I probably still would have thrown the bullet.
I know.
That's the thing.
Then I should have expanded their fucking watch patrol so you couldn't get close to the fire. Anyway, what was I going? Oh, right. When fucking God, I don't even remember Aiden's character's name. The cop.
Yeah.
He fucking used an intimidate roll and he failed. He blew a fucking guy's head off and he failed his intimidate roll. I'm like, yeah, no, that's still gonna work. When that wasn't me playing favorites, it's just, yeah, no, this doesn't make any sense and it wouldn't work. It works.
Kind of vague example he gave. Failing forward is a thing. Yes, that's also
exactly.
True. It's also true.
All of these examples keep coming from my own games. Yeah, let's just move on. Number 3.
Oh, okay. So no. I'm very concerned now. So first off, he's saying.
Sorry, I was reading Jack Kraken's comment. What are you concerned about?
he said that these examples keep coming from his own games. Where I'm like, okay, so either he's the dungeon master or somebody in the group was the player, right? Or he was the player. I don't know anymore. Without the distinction, I'm very concerned. Secondly, he has completely just disregarded making the distinction of this being purely GM versus player, whereas he's just saying don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Right? Like this, and number 2 for you, Indigo, is literally you shouldn't be playing favorites, basically.
Yeah.
In one way or the other, whether or not you are targeting a single player because they're very, very powerful, or if you're making it so that somebody else can completely be okay in everything, regardless of if they roll well or not. Which, again, I agree with. If you're completely going against somebody, that's not cool. If you're completely just letting somebody pass through everything, well, sure, there are some cases where it could be okay, but there are some cases where it couldn't be. That we have to have more distinction.
Yeah.
But he's just completely... He's gone past the nuance. He's just completely disregarded it.
And Draco-Kraken. I've fudged dice rolls for a player who was getting downed every fight, so they avoided 3 nat 20s in a row. It's not favoritism. It's the guy not having fun.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
And then sometimes playing favorites even screws over the favorite because the other players might turn against them socially.
Yeah.
Favoritism isn't always a favor, ironically.
Yeah, it's true. If a player gives me a 10-page background in Skittles and the others don't, then it's not my fault if the others type first.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, you had me at Skittles.
Right, exactly.
I haven't Skittles in a long time.
Draco did the right thing there. I would say so too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There are certain cases where fudging the dice can be beneficial in that regard. Because if the person is actively not having fun, you might just have some like you're still killing them, but you're not killing them as fast as they would be killed, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like we're all here to have fun, you know.
Exactly.
The rules facilitate fun. Fun does not facilitate the rules.
Yes, exactly. And I'm not. That's against my own thinking because I wouldn't fudge dice even in that case because I'm a dick. But that's because I know that my players, I would have a session 0 with them to tell them I'm not going to fudge your dice. If 3 nat 20s happen, I will stand up, show you the dice, and like swear to God that I have rolled 3 nat 20s in a row. It is not my fault. The universe wants you dead.
Yes, it's true.
Right? Like, that's what I did for fucking Kalungo.
Right?
I will not pull my punches.
I wish I could show you this.
I wish I could have shown him the roll. I wish we were in person for it, because, like, legitimately, I can't even believe it still. And it happened right in front of me.
The universe wanted Kalungo out of his misery.
Exactly.
And we did everything we could to make sure he stayed in misery.
Exactly.
But it was to no avail.
Exactly. So like so it's against my own thing but then again I would tell my players that, right?
Yeah. And I personally fudge dice occasionally. I don't do it all the time. I do it rarely.
That's fine. I'm fine with it. Did you get that 10-page background might get his character killed first?
Player, I bought you these Skittles. Me, a diabetic. So?
I prefer to have all dice rolled in the open. No fudging here. That's fair. Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to point 3. See how he fucks it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just move on. Number 3, the DM not knowing the rules. Okay, let's be clear here. This isn't a total game breaker. In fact, lots of groups have tons of fun playing fast and loose with the rules.
Why are you including it then?
When this becomes a problem is when the Dungeon Master doesn't really know the rules and then proceeds to nerf character abilities or boost enemy abilities based on their ignorance. For instance, let's say the DM has no clue how wild magic sorcerers work, rules that the Sorc has 0 control over the spells that they cast, makes them roll randomly every time they cast a spell, and then throws a tantrum when the player decides to roll up a monk instead. Now, my personal
What does that have anything to do with not knowing the rules?
So again, see you, Draco-Kraken. Hope you had fun.
Yeah. See ya. Thank you for your money.
Anyway. You guys are always gonna fucking do this.
Every time.
I know. Okay. So I understand if somebody is ignorant to a point where they are now. Even so, did they not have a session 0? Did they not?
Right?
Did they not in that moment say, "This is how I want"? Did they not in that moment that is happened after their session 0? Hopefully, that they go, "This is how my wild magic works."
Yeah.
Like, how did this not come up before? First off, second off, I guess if they are quite literally just not following any rule whatsoever, then I guess that's a problem. But that's the issue, that we're not following any rules, right?
Yeah.
Not that we don't know the rules. It's just you cannot know the rules. You cannot know the rules and have people tell you the rules or learn the rules as you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's fine. That's something you can do. So I can agree with this in principle. If the DM doesn't even know the basics of how the game plays, doesn't make it for a fun time. So
here's the thing. If you have no knowledge of the rules, fine. Like, that's bad. But if you don't know everything, hell, I don't know everything about 3.5. I still make mistakes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't have a problem with you if you don't know everything, but if you have no understanding of the rules, that's a problem.
Yes. Okay. I will agree with that then. Yes.
Yes. Because you are supposed to be the one who is running the game.
Yeah,
you have to have at least some knowledge of the rules that you will need to know.
Yeah,
you need to know how to hit things, the general numbers of what weapons, the weapons,
even
the damage that weapons do, typically.
Even if you don't know the rules, you can still have the books right there to reference.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Now that will really slow the game down and get old pretty quickly.
Sure.
But yeah, you still can.
This is the thing. How are we at this point?
Yeah. Why are you running the game if you don't know any of the rules?
How did we get here? I don't understand how we even got here.
Yeah. No. It's
anyway.
Who knows?
But in the rare case that you don't know anything, then yes, I agree. That's not great. How do you fix that? You read a book.
You read the book, you play the game more, you do something.
The rules and use the rules in the game. Now, I acknowledge that there are lots of rules and it's impossible for one person to know them all, so basically just do the best you can. Also, I made a video a while back about the most important rules for DMs to know, just in case that's helpful for you. You know, the rules that come up the most often in the game. Anyway, link below.
Fair enough.
Number 4, having too many players in the game. Listen, I know it's hard to say no to your friends or even people on the internet.
I'll listen to your argument.
Don't even really know. But when you have more players in a game than you're able to run a satisfying game for, you're not doing anyone any favors by letting them all in. It's really hard to run D&D for large groups, and not everyone can do it. So if you can't run a fun game for 10 players, then you shouldn't have 10 players in your game. If you do, the end result will probably be that almost no one has any fun. And you'll probably find that natural attrition will begin to happen. That is, players will begin to leave because they're not enjoying the game. Then you'll be stuck with whichever 4 or 5 players you're left with at the end of the mass exodus. Wouldn't it be better for you to choose the players you'd like to have in your game based on your knowledge of them as people and who you think will be a better fit together? Or better yet, split the group into 2 and run 2 games. Number 5.
Okay. Overall, I think that one's fine.
That's a fine point because you absolutely can have a different DMs are better at running different sized groups.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. I am best at running 3 to 4 personally.
Yes, exactly.
I can't run more than that, I don't think. I don't have any experience with that, but my comfort zone is 3 to 4.
That's fair. And I can do 6. I think 6 to how many is in my vampire again? 2, 3, 4. Actually, anyway, I think around 6 to 7 maybe. Because I try very well. That's the thing. I like to, I don't know, do big games for a lot of people just because it's fun for me. I don't know, and also it stresses me the fuck out. Yeah. So, but it's one of those things where it's Snake the Vampire and send it to a hot vacation spot with a beautiful sunrise. Yes.
Hell yeah.
I love that comment, by the way, Indigo. It was great. Is it 6? Okay, 6. So I can run for 6. I could do more, but it would be costly to time. I will not stop being as descriptive or trying to go between people. I split my brain enough with that, and sometimes maybe it's not the best, but I still think it's pretty alright. I ask for feedback, but I haven't gotten anybody good that goes, I don't like this yet, so
yeah, well, I mean, hey, good on you.
Right. It's just, that's just how it is for me, but
yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, so again, if you're running for something way too big for you for your comfort zone, then yeah, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, but the title of the video is why your D&D game. Okay, so yeah, that does the title still applies,
so it says top 10 reasons your D&D game sucks and how to fix it. That's So it could suck because you have too many people in your group and you're not able to do it. Yes. That is fair, and fixing it. The splitting it into 2 groups thing is definitely an option as well. It's just if you have the time.
Yeah, but now you're running 2 separate games, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that's also something
that can be even
taxing.
harder because now you have two. You could have two completely different games going on.
Believe me, I was running a game and playing in like 3, and I was burnt out and I couldn't run things anymore.
I'm sure.
Yeah, like I couldn't run that
1
game
is
anymore.
my max, really.
And then and now I'm playing in 3 games. Am I still playing in 3 games? Oh my god, no, 2 games and I'm running 1, and that's a little better, but I'm still like kind of tired.
Yeah,
but it's one of those things. Anyway,
it is what it is.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that no being on planet Earth knows every single rule in 3.5e Pathfinder on the top of their heads. That's true.
Don't say that. Someone does.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
somebody does.
Somebody does, absolutely. But I understand.
It's the internet.
I understand that that it is unreasonable to think that all people do. Yes.
Yeah, like if there are people that can survive if people can solve a fucking Rubik's Cube in under 7 seconds, someone knows all the fucking rules.
Especially one-handed, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And even so, we have books and material for a reason. To have them on hand in case we, forget. Yes.
Yes.
Also, if you do learn the rules over time, it's generally best not to have awkward retconning. Oh, wait, that vampire should still be alive. Sorry, yeah, the vampire is alive now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot good for you. No, it's just how it is. Yeah. Don't praise me, please. I mean... 6 would be super pushing it for me. 4 to 5 is the ideal. I would say the sweet spot is 4. For any group, it's just 4 is like the maximum that should, like, I really like 2 to 3. Like that's fun, or even just 1 sometimes. It depends, right? But sometimes you can get very, very intimate with your story, and it's great.
Yeah. That's why I prefer to do smaller groups, because I can actually really put a lot of time and effort into figuring out how their story works. And that's how I've had legitimate arcs for everybody so far, except for Boris, in the current campaign.
Yep.
Oh, actually, no, you haven't had your arc yet.
Not yet, but I know you're thinking of it.
Yeah, there is one, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I have no worries for that.
Yeah.
The DM steals player agency. Can we go to the tavern? No, it's closed. Can we go to the next town over? No, you have to stay here. Can we? No, you can't. Limiting player actions is just plain dumb in a game like D&D. Like, why should your players play D&D over a computer game if you're not gonna let them control their own characters? A hallmark of D&D is that the game is limited only by the dungeon masters and players' imaginations. If the DM is going to crap all over that, then the players are missing out on one of the most exciting and awesome parts of the game.
Speaking from somebody, by the way, I just have to point this out. Speaking from somebody who has literally confessed to railroading players. Okay. That's kind of funny. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
So stop. That said, there is a time and a place for limiting player agency, but they have to do with protected categories. For instance, I like to avoid PvP in my games and refuse to prevent certain themes like rape. But barring certain things that I have very good...
Okay.
You refuse to prevent certain themes? I think you said that wrong.
No, I don't think he said prevent. I think he just, regardless,
present maybe.
Present. Yeah. And absolutely, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just a table.
My players
thing.
can do pretty much anything they want, and that's the way it should be. There's a link below to my video about railroading and player agency if you want to learn more about this topic.
Ironic.
Number 6.
Yeah.
You shouldn't railroad people, but if you do railroad them and they don't know you're railroading them, then it's not my problem.
So he said, right? So he said that you can only do it for certain things. He gives 2 that he does, but he doesn't say that this is dependent on whatever, like what your table is doing or how you run your games.
Yeah,
which is something that you should have said. Because that is the important part there. You can't just say that there are categories where you do take that away and then you don't tell any of them that could actually maybe apply to more than just you. Just literally, like, this is the time for a general statement. Just make a general statement, please.
Yes.
Anyway, 4 kind of covers the classic roles: tank, healer, magic, DPS, Wow, brain. Hello, CC.
Yeah.
And Marshall DPS. Yeah.
Michelle, give me my bag of D20s.
There you go.
Roll initiative. Sorry, I can't do Obama.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
No, CC is it's
crowd control.
Yeah, crowd control. Brain. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's one of the things 4E did so well. It focused on the 4 roles that make up a party. Sure.
Yeah.
6. Not dealing with disruptive players. The power gamer who constantly argues with the DM over every little thing. The player who loudly and belligerently bullies other players and the DM into getting their way. Players who steal crap from other players either in-game or at the table. Players who throw fits when they don't get their way. Murder hobos who ruin everyone else's fun. The player who is constantly interrupting other players, stealing the spotlight, and just won't let anyone else at the table actually play the game. The player who always does the opposite of what the group decides just to spite them, be contrary, and sow chaos in the game. Antagonistic players who do things just to stick it to the DM and make their job harder. Yeah, we all know these players, and they can make the game miserable for everyone at the game table. Now, Dungeon Masters, I know it's probably not fair, and sure, you probably didn't sign up for this, but your good players look to you to handle the bad players so that they can enjoy the game. So suck it up and take care of business. Number 7, the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes you have to, sometimes at, Cozy Cody, god damn it.
CC.
As the DM, you are the, what's the word? Not the arbitrator. You're in a position of power.
Yeah. And
sometimes you got to put your foot down. It's not fun, but I mean, hell, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Just cock catastrophe.
Ooh,
I like that one. But yeah, sometimes you have to do it. It's not fun. It's awkward, especially if you play with friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to do it. If the game is suffering because of something that you can say stop to, say stop.
Absolutely. But I think he should have gone into more detail, because he just said,
you got to fix it.
You got to fix it, and that's it. And I go, but maybe give us, like, I know we're smart. I know that people are intelligent, right? They can understand. Well, so let me I'll get there. I know there.
So Garibay has infected you. TTRPG players are smart.
Right. Yes, right? It's true. Right. That's what I learned last time. So I'm using that now in my everyday life to know that all TTRPG players are intelligent.
Yes, because we can read.
Because we can read. But your videos, DM Lair, are very kid friendly.
Yeah.
That is, I think that we need to have some examples in the sense of, hello, you should talk to your players, not just your good players are looking to you to actually do stuff for them so that you can take care of the bad players, and then you just leave it at that. No. I need you to say the things that are promoting the good parts about being a DM, like, or the better parts about using this power, which is you talk to them. You get them to understand what they're doing isn't making it fun for everybody else. In fact, then you could, like, you pull them aside, you tell them that by themselves, you don't have to, like, publicly shame them, right? You don't have to do it in a way that everybody is, like, ganging up on them. You don't have to do it in an environment like that. You can just tell them, hey, I've been talking to everybody else, and I kind of notice it too while we're playing. You're kind of making it so everybody else doesn't want to play. It's unfortunate.
You're kind of being a dipshit, so stop it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that I have to put it this way, but this is what's happening. You need to stop, right? Yes. And so you talk it out, and then at that point, if they are more open to changing their ways, then you go, okay, let's keep going, right?
Fucking mission succeeded.
Right. And then if they aren't, then that's when you go, okay, I need you to leave my game.
Yes.
Right?
And it sucks. It's awkward as all hell.
I think we need you to say that in this video when you say you're going to fix things, not just say, "Hey, you need to fix it."
Yeah, that's not enough.
Because
this is a complicated social issue you've got going on here.
Yes, and quite literally, this is "and how to fix it." And by saying, "Hey, you're the DM, you need to fix it," that doesn't tell me how to fix it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Drone the guy in this video. Yeah, he drone him out. It's fair.
Yeah.
Communication is important for any group for TTRPG, or really just for any group that's trying to work together in anything. Yes. If Aiden was here, he would say
clear and open communication with your players. Yep.
He would say my TTRPG.
He would say, if Aiden was here, he would probably say something like, "The oldest fear known to mankind is fear of the unknown."
He would.
I think that's what he would say.
I think that's a quote that needs to be on the shirt.
Yeah, it does.
Bad communication leads to bad games. Yes.
You know what it needs to be. So, is he going to be getting a new icon?
If the art is made for it, then yeah.
Okay. If you get him a new icon, you need to have that quote like hanging above his head, and he's like crossing his arms, looking up at it, pissed off. It's like, it's hovering over him.
Right.
I would love that.
That'd be fucking funny. Social interaction between friends in my tabletop role-playing game? Not possible. I know, right?
What a novel concept.
What a novel concept, in fact.
Game is way too hard or way too easy. A gigantic dungeon full of overpowered mobs, traps literally every 15 feet, but with really no reason for being there. A level 1 party attacked by a group of 7 bandits and a bandit captain. A level 5 party beset by 5 vampire spawn. And I could keep giving examples from Wizards official modules all day long. Okay, my point here, Dungeon Masters, is to know your players. Not everyone loves a meat grinder where death is all too common.
Sure.
And the converse is also true. Many players enjoy a challenge from time.
Converse?
The inverse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that the inverse?
It's the inverse. It is not the converse.
It's not the brand of shoes. Wait, Converse, does that... I could be now. I will check.
No, it's inverse. Don't worry.
Okay,
but you can look it up.
I'm good. I just want to see if in some because it's converse, to engage in conversation.
Yep, to converse.
Converse. That's a strange way to say it, my dude.
Yep, it is the inverse, not the converse.
Oh my god, okay.
Man's
just getting his vocabulary a bit jumbled. He has a lot on his mind. He has the ability to edit this fucking video. He's made multiple takes.
Yep, and he has left in outtakes. Maybe this was an outtake.
If the game is a sandbox and these low-level parties go into a high-level encounter and don't run away, then them becoming the monster food isn't the monster's fault.
Absolutely.
Converse is correct? What? Is it?
Really?
Converse.
I don't think so.
Hold on. Definition. Because I'm getting to converse. Does converse mean opposite? Oh! Something that has been reversed, an opposite informal talk conversation, reversed in order, action, position, opposite, contrary. Huh. Wait, where is this from? That's weird. Okay. Well, I hush my mouth then. Okay.
Weird.
Learn something new every day. I apologize. I retract.
Yep.
Anyway. I thought Converse was a shoe. Yeah.
I mean,
maybe he's a glommer. Glommer. Oh man, Gareth.
Time. In my opinion, the best solution here is to create a game with encounters spanning a variety of difficulties. Some encounters are easy, others are challenging. This helps guarantee your game appeals to a mixture of player preferences. Number 8.
Well, so I would actually have used your advice that you had done before. Know what your players want beforehand. like know your players and see if they would want something that's kind of hard to do, or if it's not, because literally now your generalization is detrimental, I would say, because some people, like, it depends on your group, obviously, but you need to know your group.
Yeah.
Like, that's the important part.
That's the whole point. That's what you should be doing.
I thought I agreed with you for a little while.
until you kept going. Maybe you should just say something and then shut up. Sorry.
So the other thing though, Indigo, what I would say is that the players, if they go there, I think for something that is a sandbox, you let them know that is like obviously through NPCs.
You foreshadow it.
Yeah, exactly. You get them aware that place is gonna be fucking difficult, right?
Yes.
That is an end game kind of area, if you will. So if they continue to go there, even if they're at like level 5, when it's like for level 10s maybe, right? They are free to go there, right? Like if they have made that decision with all the information available, but if you haven't given them the information, then it's on you. Definitely.
Yeah, then that's on, yes, absolutely, then it's on you.
The DM super awesome NPCs always save the day. The party is beset on all sides. Enemies swarm around them. All hope seems to be lost. The players are despairing, discussing which classes they'd like to play for their next PCs. But then a friendly wizard arrives just in time, unleashing a barrage of magic missiles and fireballs to vanquish the enemy hordes. Dungeon Masters, please stop doing this. You are stealing the spotlight away from your players. You are making the game not about them, but about your super awesome NPC. Newsflash. The game isn't about you, Dungeon Master. It isn't about your super special NPC or your precious story. It's about your players, their characters, and how they interact with the situations you place in the game world. And I fully anticipate a swarm of comments down below defending this practice and explaining how it can be done well. But in my opinion, I think a TPK is preferable to having an NPC rescue the characters. I have never, to my knowledge, had an NPC rescue the characters. That is just so lame, in my opinion.
Okay, wow.
What the fuck is with your adversarial attitude
So,
to your
okay.
players? Holy shit.
So, you can do it well. It's easy to do. You've introduced them to an ally.
Yeah.
Now, I understand if you were to do it every single time, sure.
Yes.
In that case, yeah, that's not so great. But in this case, I would say if you do it so that they find out about this magical person who is on their own adventure, or maybe was happening to be around at that time because you wanted them to be introduced to that character in a spectacular way so that they know that character is powerful and they want to be on their side, right? You could do something like that, or you have done it in such a way that they are now saved by this character who is now in charge, not in charge, but like they owe their lives to. So now they are subservient, right? And then you have the story take a turn of now that your lives are owed to me because you know I can save them. Do things for me, right? There are many directions you can go with something like this in order to make it an interesting thing that is still revolving around the players. I don't care if you haven't had this happen. That sucks. Okay, but it doesn't mean that it can't be done.
Yeah, like
you can't.
You can't just say, "Oh, it's impossible."
I don't know if he did. To be fair, I don't think.
I know, he didn't say that in so many words, but he was like, "I've never seen it done right."
Right, it's true.
Because I'm sure you watch a ton of different people's games.
Well, this is the other thing. Like, if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. That's fine. Yeah. I don't care if you don't. But you can't just say that people can't do something. In this case, I would say it's fine if you were to do it in such a way that doesn't detract from the players and their agency.
Yeah, Pizza Funk. I'm just imagining the NPC character just standing 5 feet away, watching the last living PC drown in a pool of blood and just saying, "Well, it'd be lame if I saved you."
Right?
What the fuck?
There would probably be
It's
signs.
so...
It's
like obviously you can go too far with it. If you're constantly throwing your players into situations where they can't beat it and you're constantly just saving them, then obviously stop doing that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But if you're going to send them into something and they wind up getting way in over their head and it was unintentional, like say you wrote up a monster and you accidentally made it too strong and you're apparently unwilling to budge on the stats or the damage or whatever.
Apparently.
Even though nobody knows the stats and the damage. But you. And then you throw in like a friendly adventurer who fucking shows up and is like, hey, you guys look like you need some help. I don't think they would mind that.
Can we it's so
yeah, or Steely, or the party is saved, their equipment is damaged, they need to spend time healing, the enemy knows that the party is coming now. Or
you make
something that I thought, because you brought it up, someone saving them, they becoming indebted to them.
Yeah.
The idea that I had is like, say you guys go into a tomb or something. It's like, oh man, there's a bunch of weak fucking zombies in there. You know, you'll have no trouble at all. You get in there, a fucking portcullis drops, and you see that the switch to raise it is further in. You go in, and all of a sudden there's wraiths.
Ooh.
And they kill you. But then everything goes black. And then you wake up and you're alive. And all of a sudden you're standing in front of a lich. And the lich is like, hey, my guys killed you. I brought you back. Now you work for me.
See, yeah, and this is a thing that you would talk with your players about too, right?
Exactly. And then the quest can become, how do we get out from underneath this lich's control?
Are we able to come back to life, like true life?
Yes.
Like,
so you're like scouring the world. Maybe priests and shit are like hunting you. I mean, you're like revenants effectively.
Yeah, in a way.
And like people are like, oh, you go into a city. It's like everybody's like, look, there's something a little bit off about those people.
Yeah.
And then they report them. It's like, oh shit, now we have like the religious people like following us and trying to like kill us and shit.
Yeah.
Because we're like undead abominations, but we are people. We're just trying to get back to normal. That could be really interesting. And again, an NPC saved the party.
Mm-hmm.
TPK is absolutely not the way to go. Not right off the bat.
Not right off the bat. I wouldn't say so. And like, it's just that attitude. Like the attitude that he's had. That's what bugs me more, because he also says, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of comments down below trying to defend it in such a dismissive way that I'm like, you don't care. You don't care what arguments there are.
Yeah, it's like when Cody was like, oh my god, keen mind? It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's just that plus, like, we've talked about it before. We had a whole podcast about it. DMPCs are a tool.
Yes.
It's another tool that you can use.
Yes, I have one. Yeah. I have one in Devils and Dice.
Absolutely.
It's Mexnir.
Yeah.
He's an Arc Devil who can fucking wipe the floor with you guys. But guess what? He's the Arc Devil of Sloth. He's super sleepy and tired, and he doesn't fucking do anything.
Exactly. And like,
when he does do something, it's a big fucking event.
Exactly.
When you guys fought him before you went to hell. Sorry, I don't mean to keep.
No, you're good. I'm just like heeing and hawing over here.
When you guys went to the fucking abyss, that was the first time I played the boss music, and everybody was like, "Oh shit!"
Yep.
It was a big fucking moment, even though he's a DMPC.
Yep. It was good for the story. I don't think that I can count on Mexnir to come and save me unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah, right? And even then, who knows? While you're off adventuring, he might just be asleep.
Right, exactly.
He might not even know anything is happening. But apparently it's impossible. It's impossible.
He's never seen it, so it can't be good. That's
he's never seen it before, so it must be impossible.
It can't be a thing.
I've never seen a unicorn, therefore they must not exist. You can't convince me otherwise.
It's just, it's okay.
It's such a juvenile way to think.
I agree.
Anyway. 9. Story is king. We have all been in games like this, right? No matter what your characters do, it seems like they can't affect the plotline. Remember the time the Dungeon Master brought out the big bad at level 5 with the intent of just foreshadowing a final confrontation? Remember how you all decided to fight him? And do you recall how you practically had him defeated? But the Dungeon Master pulled some rabbit out of their hat and the big bad ended up getting away? Well, that's because the precious story the DM wanted to tell over the...
Alright, I already am so done with this. Okay, so Quite
God
literally.
fucking forbid I tell a story. Fuck off.
So in some cases, sure.
Yes.
So you can budge sometimes, or you can not budge at times. It all depends on how you're running your fucking game.
Yeah.
That's quite literally it. Like,
Session 0, what?
Like, quite literally, if they, like, I will say from both sides, you can have it so your big bad gets away, or you can have it so that the PCs kill him in the first 5 minutes. It's fine. Either way, if you choose one way or the other, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong. I think that it's fine either way because you kind of want that stuff to happen, or you are just like, I'm good with rolling with it. It becomes a problem if you're doing that, I guess, over what the players are doing to such a degree that
then their actions begin to feel pointless.
Exactly. If you make every single player's actions pointless, then it's a problem.
Yes, because if you have, say you have a big bad guy and, I don't know, a big bad guy in a dungeon.
Yeah.
And big bad guy in a dungeon, the PCs decide to fight him. They do really, really well, and he's actually pretty low. Oh no, this is my big bad. I need him to live. He's going to run away and throw some goons back in their way that they get stopped. They manage to bowl right over them. A portcullis drops, and somehow they nat 20 the portcullis, and there was like some sort of a weakness in the iron, and it breaks. The fragments go forward, hit the big bad, knock him down.
Sure.
Fine. If you get lucky after lucky after lucky, I'm not going to deny you that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to just keep saying, "Oh no, he still gets away." No, he still gets away. Eventually, I'm gonna give it to you. But here's the thing. If you kill that guy, guess what? He wasn't the big bad. He was a big bad.
Sure, you can do that too.
But yeah, it's like, oh, he was the big bad's cousin or his brother or something like that. Now the big bad really doesn't like you.
Like
it's as simple as just saying you just switch it.
So,
you put the hat on a different person.
Well,
That's
the other thing that you can do, of course, is go with like everything's going to keep going to the final confrontation still, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I think there's still a way for you to go, okay, so this big bad got away, or because I hope he goes into more examples, quote
he's
unquote,
not going
of this.
to. He's not.
This is the thing. He gave a bunch of examples for I don't even remember what it was, the point that he was making, but he gave a bunch of examples before. If he gives more than this one, then I'd be like, okay, maybe we're getting somewhere with it, because if it's like, this happens, then this happens, then this happens, and it's all, like, making it pointless, if he goes into a point of, like, if you're making your characters feel pointless, then I'll be like, okay, I agree. But if he just goes with this, right, if he just goes...
enough.
Yeah, exactly. We need more for it to be a problem, because again, this can be fine if it's just the one thing.
Yes.
I think we can excuse it because, let's be honest, people don't want to die.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck wouldn't they try to not die?
Yeah, big bad body double. Yeah, no, don't do that. That's dumb. That's dumb. Now, actually here's the thing.
No, I will push back against that, because if you watch, this is a spoiler, big spoiler for Aroas, the High Rollers series. No, not Aroas, sorry, the one before that, Lightfall. Big spoiler for that, if you care at all about High Rollers Lightfall campaign. They fought the big bad of that bit of the arc, and they did a big bloody fight of like, oh fuck, we're getting kind of fucked, and then they get to the point that they kill her. They find out she was a simulacrum, right? And then they reveal, like, the real one. The real one is, like, crazy, like, fucked up because of this stuff that's inside of her. She gives this persona and the simulacrum of, like, a really refined person and, like, who's in control and stuff. But when you actually see her, she's fucked. But she's still, like, got the mind and shit. Right? And, like, so she's still, like, okay, but she's, like, fucked up. She's in this huge castle that's coming still, and, like, they're still going to have to fight her again at her quote-unquote full power, but it was a big reveal, and it made sense for the story, and it was cool, and like nobody was unsatisfied with that because it was like, oh fuck, there's more to this.
It's the rare times when you can do it that make it the most special. Like if you can actually pull off it was all a dream.
Sure.
Holy shit.
Sure.
Also, the other thing is that if you have a bad guy who is like a political person, like a king or a prince or a baron or something, body doubles make perfect sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Done
God, I hate this guy's videos.
I know. Done body doubles pretty well. There is definitely a limit to doing it, though. Yeah, there can be a limit, sure. Glad to be wrong. Yeah. You can always have the big bad accidentally awaken an ancient evil before he died, or just have one of his creations be the next big bad, or even one of the big bad's followers. There are a million possibilities.
Yeah, there's a million different ways you can handle the situation where your intentional big bad is killed prematurely.
The only thing that I stress in those situations, though, is to have it be consistent. Have it make sense. Have it work. Because I will be the player that goes, wait, what the fuck? At the end, if it just doesn't make sense at all. And I go, why the fuck did this ever matter that we killed that guy? It seems like it just, like, this is just that guy again. Right? Yeah. Like, if that happens, then it's like, oh, man. You know?
Then you'll question it, and don't worry, you don't need to worry about that with me.
Because
I know your bullshit. I know your fucking pathological need for logic.
It's true. I can't turn my brain off. It's a disease.
I know. It's
fine. You can have the body double be an illusion or a person-shaped change to look like the big bad. Yeah, absolutely.
You could have like a doppelganger.
A doppelganger.
A doppelganger employed by the big bad.
Yeah. Dude, that's fucking great. Yeah. Doppelganger's great. They have like the mind reading shit too, so like they could figure out how to say what you want them to say because they're reading your thoughts at the same time. So they're like, I'm gonna trick him by telling him the question that only he would know. That has and if you're not thinking about it carefully and you're not going, oh, this is the answer in your mind, but you're not saying you're not thinking that, then it could think it and it could know. Oh man.
And then all you got to do is that when they kill the doppelganger, have him, like, when he dies, have him change back into the doppelganger form, and they find an enormous fucking full coin purse and a note saying, this is your month's pay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That way you tell them, it's like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is your month's pay, signed villain, XOXO heart.
All the eyes have hearts over them.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the big bad evil guy having cape of the mount bank?
Mount bank?
I don't know.
Doppelganger or teleport spells.
Right.
Yeah, teleport. Fuck yeah, teleport spells.
Teleport spells as well. Those particular big bad evil guys didn't read the big bad evil guy manual. Yeah.
My collection of DM ideas is once again growing. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
It's just it's not hard.
It's really not. It's not hard.
It's like come up with these things. Like, I'm not trying to say like if you don't think of these things, it's not hard. You should think of them. No. What I'm saying is if you take the time, like we are right now, to discuss things and just talk, right?
Yeah.
You literally can come up with all of these ideas instead of going, fuck this. I'm just gonna have the guy be fine and whatever.
Yeah. And so here's the other thing. If you have this happen and you budge, you let the big bad guy die.
Sure.
All you got to do is say, okay, you guys got him. You can loot him and stuff. While you guys are looking over your sheet and kind of like during your short rest, I need 15 minutes to rethink this.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I was intending him to be much more important than he apparently turned out to be. So I got to think here.
Hell,
There's nothing wrong with admitting that you have been boom-bamzled by your players.
Absolutely, and I can point to, in fact, if somebody wants a more quote-unquote authoritative figure for this, in fucking Critical Role, hey, spoilers for Campaign 2, I think, it kind of early on stuff, if you care, if you haven't gotten past some stuff. Hey, they find this group of people who kidnap a couple of their friends. Turns out to be an Oni. It's actually pretty neat. But he didn't expect that they would kill that guy. he had a bigger plan for him. But after that, after Mercer was like, "Oh God, you guys killed him! Wow," he admitted later on in their like, talk show interview thing that they do, that he had more plans for it, but now he had to rethink some things and had to rewrite some of the stuff that he was doing. Like, it's just, it happens. You do it, you know? It's not, and I understand it can be hard, like, to improv something in the middle. So like Boo said, take some time, you know, think about it for a little bit. And if it completely fucks your session over, like, if you can't think of anything, then at that point, you just got to admit it, right?
Yeah, you just got to say, hey, I was not at all prepared for this. Everything that I've prepared was focused around him and him, like, getting away. So that had to be thrown out the window. I'm sorry. We gotta end it here so I can have a week to fucking figure out how to fix this.
Does someone do we want to play a really dumb one shot right now? Right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know, something.
It's like, here, you know what? Since you can't finish the rest of the encounters that I had prepared, here you go. Have a fucking level. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because
yeah.
effectively, you haven't beaten the like other 3 encounters I had planned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like, here you go.
I once ran a session of D&D where I killed my own villain by having his henchman cast a fireball spell, and I misplaced the center of the blast, rolled max damage, and he failed his reflex save. Well, it was almost max damage, high enough, though. Nice. That's really good.
Henchman survived. Yeah,
became the next big bad evil guy. There you go. Because he killed the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's...
And then the henchman is like, he got back to the base. It's like, guys, boss man's dead. How did it happen? The other guys fucking killed him. But before he died, the boss is like, you're the new boss.
Or he
just, the new boss. Totally.
Yeah. Or he just goes, I killed him. And he owns it. And then the other ones, he's ruling by fear, right?
Yeah. They totally do that.
Again, many ways that you can go. And I saw before Indigo said this guy is wearing the appropriate shirt for his own video, and I agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, please have more than just this one point, please.
He's not
the course of the campaign was far more important than your character's actions. Dungeon Masters, no one cares about your story. Now, yes,
hey,
I'm
Alejo.
exaggerating a little.
Yeah.
Hey, Alejo.
Yeah.
Are you interested in the events that I have put forward in my campaign?
God, in no way whatsoever.
Damn. Are you excited for the Cthulhu campaign that I've spent over a year and a half writing?
Honestly, it hasn't crossed my mind once.
I guess I should just stop writing.
Just throw it in a fire or something.
No story from me.
You know, he started with, I know I'm exaggerating a bit, so I hope there's something here.
It's not gonna be.
Characters' actions. Dungeon Masters, no one cares about your story. Now, yes, I'm exaggerating a little bit to make a point. A Dungeon Master does create a general storyline for a campaign.
Yes.
A DM does create different situations and challenges for the players to confront. This is an important part of being a Dungeon Master. However, your storyline comes second to your players' actions. If you rob your players of the ability to influence the game world and the storyline, you're sending the message that their actions don't matter. And if you do that, then they probably won't care about your story. You see, the DM and the players have shared ownership of the story that unfolds over the course of a campaign. So let your players' actions affect the story.
So again, I agree with the sentiment, but you're too broad.
Yeah, way too broad. Way too aggressive.
We went over how it can work just fine. It's just, you gave no examples. You're just saying, don't do it.
Yeah, you're just saying words.
You're not giving fixes. You're just telling us what not to do.
Yeah, that's not
a fix. I mean, I guess it is a fix.
You're pointing to a leaky pipe and say, don't do it.
Right. It's exactly. It is a fix, sure, but how useful is this fix?
Not.
When, like, again, sure, if somebody were to never do any of these things, sure, it would be a fine game. I'm fucking sure it would be. But not it's not just black and white. It's not just 1-0. It is literally, you can go in different directions, and that's what we're trying to say. We're trying to say that you can do a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I like what... there we go. I like what Guy from Great GM said. The GM provides the plot, the players provide the story.
Yes.
Very good.
honestly, like, the more that we watch Guy's videos from recent stuff, the less, like, really crazy shit he says, and the more stuff
because,
I go...
I mean, hell, we were watching one that was like a ragey rant.
Yeah,
anyway.
and it was like 4 years ago or something, and and like at the same time, he still has those up, and they're still very valid to criticize. But he seems to also have realized that and gone through, and he's like redoing videos that he's already done in a way. He's going over topics that he's already done, and he's doing it from a better perspective, I think. I don't agree with him 100% of the time, but it is still better. It is much better. A better way to phrase it is saying it's not primarily your story, it's you and your group's story to share. Yes.
Yes, that's a much better way. Because, oh wait, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Like, and this isn't me clowning, this isn't me being dick or anything like that. Given the fact that you know that I am a storytelling DM, one who prepares an overarching story that allows you guys to inject yourselves into it and do whatever you want in it, but the story will still generally take place and you can still affect it. How do you feel about that? Do you enjoy my DMing style?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. Absolutely. I have been.
Okay.
Because like so I know, like, that's completely meta stuff, of course, of, like, I know that you have a story prepared and that we're following it, right? But it doesn't feel that way, right? It doesn't feel like there was, I think there was one time where I was like, okay, it feels a little bit, just because of, like, in the killing, the giants that were killed, right? That one part where I was like, but
that actually wasn't intended to be like a railroad.
No, I figured because my brain immediately went, well, why wouldn't he be watching us? Why wouldn't he want us to go and do the things instead of fucking around?
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I don't know if anybody caught it, but did you ever know? I don't know if you've noticed it, but did you notice how he was able to, like, talk about stuff that he's not there for?
Yeah, that's why I thought he was scrying.
Yes. So here's the thing. That's not what's going on.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's something else going on.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, once we get further in, it's gonna click, and I think it's gonna be a big deal.
Sure.
So it's actually gonna be next session.
Yeah, that's cool with me. That's absolutely cool with me. It's the thing. It's like, I even so, in that one moment, it felt it for a second, but then I was able to go, I can rationalize this, it's fine. Because then I also went, well, my character would also go, okay, if this is telling me to do something, then I'm going to fucking do it, right?
Yeah,
like,
and I apologize if you got that impression. That actually wasn't the...
No, I know. That's why I didn't bring it up, because it was just like, it was basically a non-issue, but I figured bringing it up as an example of it being something that kind of did, and then it ultimately, like, didn't, right?
Okay,
so
that's good.
Yeah. Spoilers, God.
yeah, fucking all those details. But next session, guys, next session's going to be big as long as we get to play it.
31. Look out for it. Our story. Yes.
And so, like, I'm glad that you like it, because that's the style of DMing that I am able to do. I feel the best.
Absolutely. I feel that entirely, and that's cool.
Oh, and you know what? Actually, if you ever feel like I'm railroading you, don't be afraid to ask, because the thing is, if I ever need to railroad you, I will flat out say, "Hey guys, I'm sorry. This is a railroad for like a little bit."
Yeah. I know.
So
I know you're
I
that way.
guarantee you, it's not, unless I come out and say it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I also know that you are, because, like, because
I'm honest about my railroading.
Exactly. Like,
sometimes it's gotta happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, like, since I know you, I know exactly, when that's the case. Good. So
because see, there's me getting insecure.
Well, you're good.
Oh God, please don't think I'm railroading you. That's not what I meant. It was not my intention.
So let's see.
So like, some railroads aren't bad, especially if the rails are fairly wide.
It works all the time for Final Fantasy. That's true.
Or if you are literally on a train.
Yeah, that was right. It was the literal railroad. That's right. I remember.
Yeah. So I try to give the most amount of leeway to you guys, and then basically just be flat out and honest and say, hey, when you guys go over here, this is not intended So I don't have anything for this, but you're free to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm flying by the seat of my pants, so it's going to be awkward, but feel free.
Yep. Okay. Let's finally do number 10.
10.
It's the last one.
Refuses to listen to their players. If your players come to you and speak with you about something that they are unsatisfied with in your game, listen to them.
Okay.
You are blessed to have players kind enough and courageous enough to do this, because most players won't. They'll just give your game the middle finger and walk away. Believe me, I know it's happened to me. Players have been upset about something, apparently, but they never tell me, and then they just walk away. Like, how can I improve the game for you if you don't talk to me? So whenever my players come to me and express a concern, either about how I'm running a game or about other players, I take it very seriously. Now, it doesn't always mean that I'm going to do what that player is suggesting I do, but I'm definitely going to think about it long and hard and correct course as warranted. Don't forget to follow me over on Twitch for some chill live.
Okay,
that's it.
Okay, so that point is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's a wonderful point.
That is there's nothing wrong with that. I 100% agree.
Yes, because
and also if you're a player and you expect your DM to take every suggestion that you do, in general, if you tell anybody anything and like lay it out, unless they are super into your suggestion, you're probably not going to see all of that, right? Like
because people nowadays, and hell, even in the olden wait, did I put
anytime?
Okay, good. Yeah, anytime. Like people are contrarian.
Yeah,
this is how it is. If you tell them that, like, hey, this shit's really good. Okay. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, it could be in that way. It just in general, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
thanks for the suggestion. I'm not gonna ever do it.
Right. Thanks for the suggestion. I might do something.
Don't like you, and not because the suggestion isn't good.
Right.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Hell, Alejo, you played Warframe with us a long time ago, right?
Yes. There
was a gun in Warframe called the Sonicor. You remember that or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Brogan's a terrible fucking shot.
Right.
He always admits this.
Yes.
And he's like, man, I don't like using guns. I want to only use melee because I'm a terrible shot. And I'm like, oh man, you should use the Sonicor. It's really strong. It has a big blast radius. It doesn't hurt you. And it's really fucking accurate. And it's a great gun. And he's like, okay, cool. 2 months later, nothing. 4 months later, oh man, the Sonicor is really fucking good. Like, I told you about that! I told you to use it a long time ago! It made me so fucking mad, but I understand. Because as soon as you tell someone something, they're like, okay, thanks. Unless they ask for it,
right?
They're not going to do anything about it.
That
At least not for me.
That is fair.
So bad.
If I had to describe my ideal GMing style, it'd be plotted sandbox, but it really depends on the game and what the group wants too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally.
That's more yours, isn't it, Alejo?
Yeah. Plotted
yours
sandbox.
is more pure sandbox.
It's very much more pure sandbox until we figure out what the plot is.
Yeah,
and then it becomes plotted sandbox. But yes, I very much agree with, like, it really depends on the game. And what the group wants, because I could try to run stuff that isn't like that, you know. It's just one of those things that I've done it before and I know I could do it. I just don't know how good I'd be at it now, because I'm very much tied into my way that I do things. But I don't know. But yeah, so that's that video.
Thank God it's over. God. Ugh. God. So, okay, now there were like 2 points that I agree with.
Yes,
basically.
Exactly.
The
there
last
are 2
one,
things.
And I think like point 4, I think it was. I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's in recording. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's not my fault that I forget about this video right after we watched it.
Yeah.
So, man, I mean, it was at least not entirely terrible.
Yeah, it's not entirely offensive. But apparently, no Nat Ones needs to learn from this man.
Apparently.
Ugh. Good Lord.
So dumb.
So bad.
So. That'll do it.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
For tonight.
Thank you for suffering with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your money.
Yes. Thank you again for all the donations, and also for our patrons who give us that sweet cash. Congratulations, you're not here.
Now that's an award. Oh God.
You made me my fucking microphone. Oh god, that's great.
That's really good.
Sorry. Okay, so yes, thank you again. And thank you to all of our patrons. That's Draco Kusagi, Slazer, Steely, Drake Cross, Mog Zero, Chris, Frozen Spaghetti, and Kill Chrono. Very much appreciate it. And thank you again to everybody who's been in chat and everybody who's going to watch this and those who like it and comment and all that shit. You can check our description for like any of the links that you need, especially links to the content as well as the actual source or origin.
Yes,
it's in there.
We gotta get that fucking Jungle Warrior done.
Well, you mean I just got to put it into the format. That's really about it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And join our Discord. You can catch us on this live Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again on Fridays as the VOD for or on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then again on podcasting services around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Devils and Dice. We won't have one that's coming out this Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll have one sometime soon. We'll see.
Yes.
And yeah, that's about it for that. Yeah, thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Take it easy. Thank you for your money. Every time.